is homecoming weekend at the University of Florida in Gainesville. Yesterday's homecoming parade attended by thousands. All getting ready for the appearance this afternoon of Florida's number 15, quarterback Tim Tebow, and Florida's number 51, middle linebacker Brandon Spikes. And on the other side of the field will be number 15 for the Arkansas Razorbacks, quarterback Ryan Mallett. We welcome you to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, known as the Swamp, and this SEC encounter between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Florida Gators. It has become a beautiful, cool afternoon here in mid-October. Cold front blew through yesterday and lowered temperatures to the lower 70s. That has not diminished the enthusiasm of a crowd of better than 90,000 in, once again, a sold-out stadium as they welcome back the defending national champion Florida Gators. Making a fairly rare visit to Gainesville, the Razorbacks of Arkansas. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson. Welcome to the Swamp. It must be a homecoming that's very relevant for the Gators. They last played in this stadium a month ago. In the subsequent 3 weeks, a convincing win at Kentucky, but they lost Tim Tebow. The off week filled with speculation about when he would return. And then last week with Tebow back, that huge victory at LSU in what is known as Death Valley on Saturday night. Now Gary Danielson at home with a heavy sigh of relief, I would think, but against an Arkansas team that has won 2 in a row.
Yeah, you're right, Vern. I think things around here not only are coming home, but I think you look at this football team, number 1 in the country, but everybody says it's not quite normal yet. Well, today, I think you're going to see this Florida team turn back to normal. The offense is going to, I believe, open it up. A little more Tebow through the air, guys like Riley Cooper to spread that field. They've been controlling the ball, but not the big plays. Watch for Demps and Rainey to start getting some big plays. And you know, they talked about missing Percy Harvin. Who would replace him? It now looks like the X factor is Aaron Hernandez, a playmaker, not a game changer or a field turnover guy, but he's a guy that can make first downs. I think we'll see the normal Florida offense.
Well, of course, Florida also comes in with the number 1 defense in the land, and they go against Ryan Mallett and a very potent Arkansas offense.
Well, you know, we saw them at Alabama, and they were not normal, but I think Bobby Petrino would take a normal day from that guy right there, Ryan Mallett. You can see it, what he did against Alabama, and then the next 2 games. Normal is pretty good for this guy. The trouble is, he's up against an outstanding defense that's used to playing against high-powered offenses. But Arkansas is going to take a step back. This will be the first team that really challenges Florida down the field.
There are some questions offensively concerning injuries for Arkansas. For more, let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
That's right, guys. Arkansas dealing with 3 key injuries on the offense. Wide receiver Joe Adams suffered a mild stroke last week. I spoke with him earlier. He is progressing well, but he said he'll be out at least another 2 weeks. Fellow wide receiver Jarius Wright suffered a concussion against Auburn. He is expected to play. And running back Michael Smith, their star, was listed as a game-time decision with a hamstring injury. Bobby Petrino telling me during pre-game warm-ups it does not look good, and he just came out in street clothes, so he is out for the game, guys.
All right, thank you, Tracy. So we will see which of 3 potential starters will take Michael Smith's place in the offensive lineup. This game and all SEC college football games brought to you in crystal clear CBS high definition. Arkansas won the toss. They have elected to receive. 65 degrees. You believe that when you walked out of the hotel this morning?
No, I didn't. We said it was, everybody said it was going to be a nice cold front moving through. And remember the one question actually the one question Bobby Petrino asked me on the phone call the other day was, what's the weather going to be like? he was a little bit worried about 90 degrees. He has to be pleased that it's in a weather pattern that his players are used to.
Caleb Sturgis will kick off as Arkansas did win the toss. Dennis Johnson, number 33, has one 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown this year. And he's 6th in the NCAA, just under 34 yards per kick. He had a couple of long ones last week in the Arkansas victory. Sturgis, we saw last Saturday night, actually put 2 into the end zone, his first 2 touchbacks of the year. And somewhat anticlimactically, the ball is blown off the tee. Caleb Sturgis, the only victory in this series, and this is only the 9th time they have met, was back in 1982, the old Bluebonnet Bowl in Houston. Warriors won the last 7.
He gets 2 free ones. Now he's going to have to bring in a guy to hold it on the tee.
Well, and while we re-tee it, take a look at Dennis Johnson. 14 kick returns and a 33.8 average. This was the touchdown.
He had a big one last week against Auburn. Auburn was starting to make a run at him, and all of a sudden he kind of hit him with that big kickoff return. They scored the next play.
I know this seems redundant, but it blew off the tee again.
Well,
and so Joe Hayden will come up and make sure that doesn't happen.
not much drama in a guy holding the ball on a tee. So.
I was thinking that this enormous build-up to the kickoff, right? Johnson at the 7. Manages to get out near the 30-yard line, from which place Ryan Mallett and the Arkansas Razorbacks will come on the field. I think you know Mallett's story by now. Recruited to Michigan, played there for 1 year, started 3 games. With the coaching change, Rich Rodriguez coming in, he opted to transfer back near home. Grew up for the most part in Texarkana, sat out last season, and he's put some pretty big numbers up. And Dennis Johnson will replace Michael Smith at the running back position. Number 33, who just returned to kick. Handoff, reverse, toss back and bobbled. How about this? Loose ball, who got it? It appears Arkansas recovered. You know, that was sloppy.
Well, Carlos Dunlap, number 8, actually forced this play. I think he's right there. Had he not got in there, it was kind of set up for a big play for Arkansas, but Dunlap was right in the middle of it. Pitch was behind, and that's all you got to do. That's Kobe Hamilton, their outstanding freshman speed guy. Never handled it properly. The pitch was bad.
Loss of 8, and now Broderick Green, number 29, is in the backfield. Jarius Wright in motion. That ball tipped and incomplete. Teron Sanders got it, and let's introduce you to the starting lineups presented by Chick-fil-A. Up front, Dominguez, Grayson, Oxner, Mitch Petrus, and Love. That's the offensive line. Greg Childs, a wideout. Johnson in the backfield. Stuman, the fullback. DJ Williams, a tight end. And Lucas Miller, missed the first part of the season, is opening at wide receiver. 3 down, and they rush 4. Under pressure, Mallett throws it away. It'll be 4th down. Joe Hayden came from the corner.
Well, you look at this 3-man front and the blitz packages that Charlie Strong will deliver. That's the quarterback's man. But you know, it wasn't just 3rd down. The play before, the 6'7" Mallett gets it knocked down right in front by Sanders. 2 straight plays by that defense.
Brandon James, very low return average for this superb punt returner. And here's one of the rare opportunities he's had. That's his longest return of 2009. A year ago, Brandon James averaged 15 yards per punt return. Prior to that one, 1.6.
He's doing more in the offense, but as Vern told you, less in special teams because people just won't kick him the ball. And you know what? It's a pretty good strategy. I can think of one coach at Tennessee that probably would have liked to have done that a little more often, not kick it to 25.
First down and 10. Here's Tebow. Little flinch. And a reset. He's got Demps and Rainey in the backfield. It was a year ago in the Arkansas game that Demps and Rainey both rushed for 103 yards. Dive play. Here's Tebow. He's got a man open. It is Hernandez. Gary talked about him just a few moments ago. That's a big gain to the 30-yard line.
Well, this is going to look like the Gator team that won the national championship, I think, in this football game. Because of circumstances, Vern, a lot because of Tebow's injury and who they were playing, they really kept it simple in running the ball up the middle with the dive play. I think right now Urban Meyer wants his offensive staff and his players to show the rest of the offense.
First down and 10. Here's Tebow to throw for the second time. Inside pass is complete to Riley Cooper, number 11. Let's introduce you now to the Gator offense. Tebow at quarterback and up front. This is the third straight game they've started this offensive lineup with the Pouncey twins at left guard and center. There's Cooper, Deontay Thompson, Demps, Hernandez, and David Nelson. Quick count. Here's Tebow. Watch the stiff arm. Well, no stiff arm. Instead, cuts to his right, dives down at the 14-yard line. Now, the Arkansas defense, they have been susceptible this year. Beckett, Stadler, Shepard, and Davis up front. The linebackers, Franklin, Davis, and Freddie Burton. And in the backfield, a couple of new starters for this game. They're going without a huddle, so we'll get back to that in a moment. Here's Demps. They don't understand. These lineups are sponsored.
I mean, we got to sell these things. Adrian Davis did a nice job that time. Defensive end, just reading that play and reading the handoff and making the play.
Stewart, Elton Ford, Matt Harris, son of the All-Pro Cliff Harris, is in the backfield, and Krim at the other corner. All-Pro with the Dallas Cowboys.
I remember.
I knew you would. Cliff said he remembered you.
Yeah, unfortunately he did. I didn't want him to say that. Last week against LSU, this team started out Florida with a 13-play drive.
And they got a field goal out of that one. Here's Tebow, drills it, almost picked off. He threw an interception last week. He's thrown 2 for the year. That one was tipped by Matt Harris, number 39.
Well, Riley Cooper has started to emerge and earn throws. In this offense, Vern, as Urban Meyer was telling us, it's hard to even earn touches. There's so many weapons, not the weapons like last year, but so many guys he has to feed the ball to.
Now Demps breaks, comes wide right. Deontay Thompson and Hernandez both inside, and then 2 receivers top of the screen. Third down. Arkansas brings 4. Tebow, a little bit of pressure. More pressure. That's not just a little bit. DeQuinte Jones makes the tackle.
Right, I'll tell you, that time the secondary gets half of the sack because Tebow was ready to throw it twice and nobody open, and that front 4 put pressure a couple times in a row. When we talked to Willie Robinson, the defensive coordinator for Arkansas, about the game, he said the key to the game for us is if our front 4 can get pressure, we think we can cover their secondary, their receivers.
Caleb Sturgis out of Chaz Henry's hold. Whoa, I don't think so. Second game in a row that Sturgis has missed. That would have equaled his long of the year. There's a flag down. So hold everything. That one badly pulled to the left.
You know, you're not allowed to shove or jump into the line for field goals. I'm wondering if that's it, because the umpire called it.
After the play, personal foul, number 18, Arkansas. Penalties half the distance to the goal. Arkansas's ball, first down.
Adrian Davis, the defensive end.
Yeah, it must have been a taunting type call, personal foul.
Caleb Sturgis from 37 yards out. Center was fine, hold was fine, kick was not. So we remain scoreless. LG is a proud NCAA corporate partner. Invites you to celebrate game day moments in the SEC. That was unexpected, but appreciated. Life's good in the SEC. Gary, the penalty.
Yeah, we saw it at the end. A little bit, just a little competitiveness going on. It happens right in this area right here. Keep your eye. The outside. One guy shoves. The other guy just gives him a little, hey, come on, let's play football. That's the definition of ticky-tack.
Yep. First down, Arkansas at their own 10. Second possession, first quarter. B.J. Williams in motion, sets up tight to the right. And Mallett says, no, come back over here. Quick setup, Mallett intercepted. Oh, he dropped it. Wow, Janoris Jenkins. Oh, my goodness.
Well, should have been intercepted, you're right. Brian Mallett checked to this play, too. He had one-on-one. Did not throw the ball. He missed that by, I wonder if it was in the sun. I'll tell you, because he lost that football. He reached up and the ball went almost below his waist. And if you look at the shadows out there, you can tell he was looking right into the sun.
Saw the note that Florida has intercepted in 17 consecutive games. Here's a huge hole. Wow! This is Dennis Johnson. And knocked out of bounds, but not until he crosses midfield, a 42-yard run.
I mean, this is unbelievable to this Florida defense. They have not given up a play this year for over 30 yards. Look at how they're blocked. Ryan Stamper overran the play completely right there, the backside linebacker. And Dennis Johnson's right into the secondary. Nice blocking up front, obviously, but oh, man. Overrun by that defense for Florida.
As Gary said, longest gain by an opposing team, and here's the sack on Mallett. This is Justin Tratto in the middle, and Brandon Spikes, we're told, limped off after that last play. There's Tratto with the sack. Let's introduce you now to the Florida defense. They'll go with a 3-3-5 for most of the afternoon. Dunlap, Tratto, and Cunningham, A.J. Jones, Spikes, who's out for the moment, and Ryan Stamper, and 5 defensive backs, 3 safeties. It's Jenkins, Black, Hill, Wright, and Joe Hayden. They come to the right. Dennis Johnson breaks the tackle of Teron Sanders and does get back to the line of scrimmage.
You pointed out that Florida likes to use the 3-3-5. Well, the strength of the 3-3-5 is Brandon Spikes, because he can be a wild card as a linebacker, a drop linebacker, or a rush defensive end. Remember, he had 3 sacks last week against LSU. I think you'll see more 4-man line, because without Spikes, that 3-man line is not as devastating.
There's Brandon Spikes, 11 tackles, 2.5 sacks last Saturday night at LSU. Dustin Doe, number 32, is in as a defensive back. 3 down. They will rush 4, and a handoff on 3rd and 14. Johnson nailed, and it will be 4th down.
Well, that was a call of no mas. We do not want to make another mistake this time. Let's get out of here, punt the ball. Our defense just made a play, and let's kind of see what happens here a little bit.
So Dylan Breeding, the walk-on from Hoover, Alabama, is out. Brandon James with his longest punt return of the season. Last time he got the ball, 16 yards. His previous long was 6 in his career. 4 punt returns for touchdowns. This one is almost shanked, but it gets a nice Arkansas roll and is down near the 10-yard line.
So bad it was good.
Yeah. Brandon Spikes, number 51, on the bench. Tim Tebow, number 15, coming on the field. Heart and soul of the Florida team. NFL on CBS coming up for you tomorrow. 4 games in the early slot. Baltimore, Minnesota, the lead. Tennessee at New England. Jim and Phil will be there. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms. And it all begins with the NFL today, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern. And JB and the guys will feature a look at the resurgent Cincinnati Bengals. Let's go down to Tracy Wilson.
Guys, Brandon Spikes has been dealing with Achilles tendonitis all season long, but that's not what's been bothering him right now. They were looking at his groin. It looked like they taped him up. He's right now on the sideline stretching it. No word whether he'll be back out there. I'll pass it along as soon as I get it, guys.
Thank you, Trace. First down and 10, Florida. Brandon Spikes with that big night in the win at LSU. First down and 10. Here's Tebow. Option play. Inside pitch. Hernandez. We saw them run that last week.
A very safe play for this Florida team because Hernandez is such a big body. Usually you do this with a running back, but Hernandez is all over the field. He lines up everywhere, and this time from the tight end position, he times it out perfect. You see how he was chopping his feet to stay right in alignment with Tebow.
Kind of a coach's dream now, Gare. Second down and 4.
Yes.
So many options after that 6-yard pickup on first down. 4 wide. Oh boy, in jail is Chris Rainey. Well, Hernandez, and where all did they line him up at LSU?
He really has become a wild card for this team. Tight end position, slot position, wide receiver position. He even ran a route here against a cornerback. Wasn't a great route, but the guy is all over the field, even at fullback for the isolation play. He's become their changeup for formations.
Well, among the options Florida did not consider was an 8-yard loss. It's 3rd and 11.
Tenarius Wright had a beautiful play right there.
Yes, he did. Number 43. 3rd and 11, a scoreless first quarter. Here's Tebow. Pressure. Hit as he lets it go. It's caught. Riley Cooper as Jerry Franklin nailed Tebow.
He got rocked on that one. Coming right up the middle. One-on-one to the outside. Riley Cooper, a very physical player. Great throw from Tebow, but Tebow has been hit about 4 or 5 times, and this one a complete bust by his team. You do not let the middle linebacker come right up in any protection like that. The middle linebacker has to be accounted for.
First down 10 on the completion to Cooper. Here's the dive play, and that's Rainey. Let's go back to the studio for this John Hancock update. Here's Tim.
All right, Vernon, Gary, memo to Alabama. An impressive win tonight could move them up to number 2 in both polls. Texas was less than impressive, but held on. Earl Thomas with that interception of Landry Jones, who'd come in for an injured Sam Bradford. Texas does get the win.
All right, and we're back to play. We just missed the start of that one. The handoff goes to Rainey, and second down.
Yeah, Malcolm Shepard, who's probably one of the outstanding defensive linemen, number 96, splits the double team and makes the tackle. He's number 1 in the SEC in tackles for a loss with 70. Now he's at 8.
3rd and 8 officially. And this time 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Demps, bottom of the screen. Blitz coming. Tebow does shake the initial contact, but that's about it, as Jake Beckett, number 91, makes the tackle.
Well, I'll tell you, Arkansas's front 4 has done more in the beginning of this game than LSU's front 4 did the whole football game. They have put pressure on Tebow, and they've stopped the dive so far in this football game. Arkansas and Willie Robinson, the defensive coordinator, must be thrilled.
Chaz Henry on to punt. He has only punted 11 times this year, and Florida has not allowed a punt return this year, and it won't happen now. They're one of 4 teams in Division I who've yet to allow a single punt return yard. You know who the leader is? Florida Atlantic, 8 under. Jake Beckett, his 2nd sack of his career. 2nd sack of the day for the Razorbacks. Jake Beckett with the sack. He's the 3rd generation to play for Arkansas. His father Jay and his uncle Chris both played in the 80s, and all the way back in 1954, his granddad, George Beckett. Does that pose look familiar, Gary?
That's the old Huck and Buck picture right there, isn't it?
George Beckett played in 1954. Number 79, Jim Lawhead, was the photographer. A legendary character, and George Beckett played against Georgia Tech in the Cotton Bowl in 54.
We thought we might see spikes, but he went out there and came right back off the field.
Brandon Hicks is on instead. First down and 10. Now 4 down. And a little motion. He's pointing at the DJ Williams, the tight end. And now there's a finger pointing on both sides of the line.
Dead ball foul. False start. Number 45, offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Actually, DJ Williams was covered this time, which means he has a receiver outside of him. He was ineligible with an unbalanced line to the top, and he pointed as if he was drawn off, but he moved first.
First down, 15. Mallett, screen pass, left side. Whoa. That was dangerous.
So what's popping up here so far in my mind is that Arkansas really has not challenged that man-to-man coverage of Florida with their wide receivers. They ran the one fade, almost was disastrous. The Sun saved them for an interception, but they have not beaten these secondary. Okay, and don't feel bad. Not a lot of guys have beaten these corners. They're pretty good.
And again, 4 down for the Gators. Mallett is 0 for 4. Looks to his left, drills it, and it's incomplete. Intended for London Crawford. And Mallett is 0 for 5.
Well, we saw Ryan Mallett against Alabama, and Alabama got Ryan completely out of sync, moving his feet. He was shuffling around. He was mushy. He never really stood up there and made a throw. I thought on that one he stood tall, released the ball well, and just wasn't in sync with his receiver that time.
DeAnthony Curtis is in at a fullback position now. He comes left. Mallett will go from the shotgun formation. Florida showing blitz. They are not blitzing. There's a stunt, and Mallett is forced to run to his right. He needs 15, and he gets about 6. Dunlap with the tackle. It'll be 4th down.
This nickel coverage for Florida, I mean, they've got so much experience. Remember, that package was in the game almost the whole game in the national championship game against Oklahoma.
Brandon James back to return the punt. He hopes. Dylan Breeding is on. This is his 3rd punt of the first quarter. And we still have no score. Low snap. Breeding picks it up. That one will bounce. Well, that might have hit a heel. Well, at any rate, it's down at the 36-yard line. 32-yard punt. Nothing on the return. Bobby Petrino had some words for one of the officials. Scoreless in Gainesville. Watch Fantasy Football Today to get the last-minute news and analysis you need to set up your Fantasy League lineup. Live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on CBSSports.com.
Yeah, the Arkansas bench was very upset with this hit by Dustin Doe on Ryan Mallett. It looked a little late, and Petrino knows that's his guy. He's got to have him. The meal ticket is the quarterback in the Petrino offense.
Tyler Wilson is the backup. Mallett resting on the bench, appears to be okay. Now Tebow, who's been slapped down hard a couple of times. On first down.
Oh, got him.
He's got him open. It's Cooper. And he drops it. Oh, baby. Wow. No Sun problems then.
Had the perfect play on. It was a corner blitz, and the safety, Anthony Leon, was in no position to stop this play. Absolutely the perfect play against this defense, and Cooper did not handle it. Watch the corner blitz. Leon freezes. It's gone. And Tebow could have laid it up, but couldn't have thrown it any more perfect than that. That should have been a touchdown.
My, oh my. And without the huddle, there's Tebow looking over at the sideline. Steve Adazio That's Urban Meyer, who has to be a little upset with Riley Cooper on that one. Now Demps alongside Tebow. There's the dive play again, not working. And it'll be third and long.
Well, this front four has done a good job, but they were very fortunate into this play. This ball, there's no sun on this one. I can't help you, Riley, on this one. Perfectly thrown. I thought he could have thrown it higher, but he couldn't have thrown it any better. It was right in there for a touchdown.
3rd and 8. Demps and Thompson look over near side. They all do.
This is the 4th 3rd and long this Arkansas defense has forced in this game. 2 sacks already.
Arkansas will bring 5. Oh, it's tipped by Beckett. Knocked out by Jake Beckett and recovered by Arkansas.
What a play. Marcus Gilbert is matched up against Beckett. Watch him come to the outside, left side of the screen. He reaches out and grabs the left hand. Strader is the guy I think who gets it, isn't it?
Stather, yes.
Stather, excuse me. Stather's the guy that gets it. What a play by Beckett.
Well, that is the 6th fumble lost by Florida this year. They lost 3 in the 2nd game of the season against Troy, and they've not had any problems with turnovers lately. But how about a sack and a fumble forced by Jake Beckett?
I really haven't seen a front four handle a Florida offense like this for a long, long time. Kind of reminiscent early in the game against Alabama, but boy, this front four for Arkansas has really come to play. Looks like they're going to review it, but I'm pretty sure.
Good to me.
Yeah, sure does.
Sure does. Beckett, the sophomore out of Little Rock. What a play. Number 91 knocks it away from Tebow.
You know, and we talked to Jake on the phone Wednesday or Thursday, and he said the whole team was so upset with the way they did not show up against Alabama, and they were sure that they had turned the corner and were going to show up and play their game against Florida. Now, whether that's good enough, they don't know, but they wanted to at least play their game.
So this play is under review.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It was a fumble. First down, Arkansas.
Turnover. Jake Beckett forced it. Stather recovered. Now, we talk a lot about student athletes. There's a student athlete. He's in financial management. He is going to graduate in 3 years. He's a sophomore, redshirt.
Wish my kids would have graduated in 3 years. I could have saved a lot of money.
Yeah, but you made so much. First down and 10. Here's Mallett. Drills it. Caught near side. That's Greg Childs, number 85, with the reception. And a nice gain on first down to the 21.
Look how much more comfortable Arkansas's receivers are against man-to-man coverage when they are off compared so far in this game when they're bump and run.
That's a gain of 9 and second down and 1. Jarius Wright and Childs both break out wide to the right side. Green handoff. And he gashes the right side, behind the right side of his offensive line. Omar Hunter, number 99, and Ahmad Black make the tackle.
Well, I tell you, this football team with Broderick Green, one of those guys right there, another one of those USC transfers. Florida has one in Moody, but Arkansas now inside the 20. They're leading the nation inside the 20. Coming into this game, 20 for 20 inside the 20-yard line, scoring.
Cleveland, the tight end, in motion. Here's the toss to the left side, and it's a touchdown.
They're going to
no, he's out of bounds.
No, they're going to get called for holding on this one, Vern.
There is a flag back at the 14-yard line.
I think Ben Cleveland really hooked his man. It's the only reason the play worked.
That'll do it.
Holding, number 86, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. Replay first down.
Yeah, he hit him pretty clearly. Watch right here. Look at your eyes right here. He's going to get outside the box of his blocking. His jersey goes up on Cunningham. It's an easy call for the official on the play. You can see his jersey all tugged and distorted right there, number 49, and that was a walk-in, but now a penalty.
And a resultant 1st and 19. No score. 2:14 to go, opening quarter. Florida Gators ranked number 1 in the country, 15 in a row. Their number of wins, last loss here against Ole Miss October last year. 31-30 in that one. And here's the handoff left side, Broderick Green. And Brandon Spike still on the bench with, as Tracy reported, a groin injury.
Well, yeah, this Florida defense is like first in every category. I mean, you can't name one. I mean, when you have 22 guys returning from your first and second string from last year's national championship, and Charlie Strong said until last week against LSU he had not been impressed. Well, last week they were impressive, but they are in for a fight here.
4 down again for the Gators under Charlie Strong. The only holdover from the old Ron Zook regime here. Here's Mallett. Settles. Oh, it's too high for Childs. That could have been a big gainer for Arkansas.
You know, one of the things that people don't realize is as a tall quarterback, it should be easier to throw the short passes because of your angle to get there. You know, the Doug Flutys could throw downfield and Drew Brees could throw downfield well, but they have to throw between the players when they're throwing short. Mallett can just go over the top.
Now, we mentioned that was the upset the last time Florida lost, 31-30 here in October. It's 3rd and 16.
Got a good matchup with DJ Williams, their tight end here.
Handoff instead, and they get a big gain down to the 6. That's going to be apparently a yard short of a first down. DJ Williams was not out to receive. He was the blocker on this one.
Yeah, he had a linebacker matched up on him, but everyone was thinking pass here. And you know what? They come in with that trap play that hurt Florida a year ago with Michael Smith. So 4th down, and it looks like Petrino so far says, I'm going to go for it.
What do you think?
I think why not, right?
On the road.
Yeah.
Huge underdogs. 4th and 1. Quarterback sneak. I think he got it. Well, no, let's see now. Side judge came in initially inside the 5, and now he's moved back outside the 5. Now they're going to split the 5.
Now, forward progress is not reviewable unless it's on a first down try. Then it is reviewable. Looks like he makes a step and a half and gets to the line. Now, this is a reviewable play just like a touchdown.
Here's the stretch.
Got it.
First down.
Yep, he got it. Was curious about that last week. And interestingly, forward progress is only reviewable on 2 plays. Well, actually 3. Coming out of your zone for a touchdown, going in for a touchdown, or on first down plays.
I'm just really impressed that you knew that.
Nothing else to do. You know, you just ask those questions.
You have no life? First down and goal. Williams sets up the lead block. They hand it off to Broderick Green at the 29.
Fumbled it. He fumbled that ball.
He's going to be ruled down at the 1. Side judge comes in and says down at the 1.
Now this will be reviewable also.
Or just outside the end zone.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very close. It looked like he slammed his arm, and that's when the ball popped loose. Into the quarter, it looks like, and Petrino's going to take his time.
So, that's the end of the first. We're scoreless in Gainesville. We'll return to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium after this message and a word from your local station. Both teams have made the long trek from north to south, and now Arkansas just inches away from the first score of the ball game. Broderick Green is the tailback in the I. 3 tight ends in as well. The handoff to Green, right side. Touchdown, Arkansas. The Razorbacks convert the fumble forced by Jake Beckett. And Bobby Petrino's bunch scores first.
Well, remember how this football game started. A reverse fumble, almost disaster. Florida drives it down and they get a stop. And since then, this Arkansas defense and now the offense, where they didn't convert that long third down play, but they got it in position to go for it on fourth down. And this is the first time all year that Florida trails.
Alex Tejada, number 2, with the extra point. And the touchdown from Broderick Green after the fumble by Tim Tebow. Remember here the last time we were here against Tennessee, Tebow surging for extra yards inside the 10 and fumbled in that game.
And that was the one that would have put the game into a 24, 25-point game. But this one, the ball game is still on. Now, there's nothing Tebow can do about that. You got to depend on your right. As a left-hander, you got to depend on your right tackle. But this Arkansas defensive line and now their offensive line is starting to take control of this game so far.
Welcome back to the Swamp in Gainesville. Thursday on Survivor, severe weather takes its toll and a medical emergency can change the game. A new Survivor Thursday on CBS, America's most watched network. Cameron Bryan will kick off. And Brandon James awaits the kickoff midway between the 5 and 10. He has 1 return for a touchdown this year. James drifting way over to his left, grabs it at the 6. Has a little bit of room and a nice return. He's out near the 35-yard line, and so the Florida offense, after that fumble recovery the last time they had the ball, takes over, trailing by 7. I don't know about you. I'm a little surprised.
Oh, I think everybody is. This, Arkansas team, we were there for Alabama. During that game, I said, come on, they didn't even show up for this game. But after that game, Bobby Petrino called his team out.
Right.
And he said, you didn't show up, you did not play hard. This team, this is the 4th straight game they're facing an undefeated team. Alabama, Texas A&M, Auburn, and now Florida. They've got a brutal schedule, but they've been battle-tested, and they look like they're more ready to play than they ever were against Alabama.
Demps tries to turn the corner and can't quite. Elton Ford is up high, number 9, with help from Rudell Krim. And it's a modest gain on the ground for the Gators.
You know what also stands out to me for Arkansas's defense is they're a little ready for the spread. A&M played the spread, and then they faced Auburn, which ran the spread. It looks like they're comfortable with this shotgun running game. They've seen it so much. 2 straight games.
2nd down. But this is an Arkansas defense that, on average, is giving up 398 yards per game. Here's Tebow back. Steps out of a tackle, scrambles to his right. Nothing to do but go down as he's hit from behind at the 42-yard line.
Well, we talked about the type of hits Tebow takes. Now, the first week against Eric Berry is on the left, and then last week Patrick Peterson hits him on a pass. The one on the right was more worrisome a week ago, but I was watching him down on the field before the game, Vern, and he seemed perfectly normal to me.
It's 3rd down. This is a team that over the course of the first 5 games has converted 56% of its 3rd downs, and the first 4 games Tebow would run like this. First down. Seen that a few times.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good, even though they lost this series, the Arkansas defense, it's a pretty good win for them because they covered that short pass. That was not a called play.
Right.
They forced a broken play by Tebow, and he's good at them, but at least the defense is standing up so far again.
Emmanuel Moody, who is having a very good year, is on the field. He's in the slot to the right. He's the young man from Texas who began his career at Southern Cal, transferred over, sat out for a year, and now in his second year. Alongside, he gets the handoff, comes left. Tries to break a tackle, does, picks up 5. Well, Tim Tebow, everybody held their breath a week ago when he took that shot from Patrick Peterson, his first contact at LSU.
LSU never got him into this game. They were able to run the dive, Florida was, and they really never got a chance to tee off on Tebow like this. So far, Arkansas stopped the dive, thus they get a chance to hit the quarterback.
Second down. Moody, near side, in the slot. Option. Pitch. Moody tries to get around the outside. Oh, what a tackle.
Good defense.
How about that by Rudell Krim, number 4.
Going back to that Alabama game, remember this, Vern, and this is going to be the option play all of a sudden here by Florida. They can't run the ball, so they turn to the option. But without Demps or Rainey, they don't have that speed. Remember, one play was that busted play, that touchdown by Richardson.
Right.
But 40 other plays, Alabama only gained 82 yards on the ground. So they did pretty well in that game. Now, they all count. We know that. But that one play made their stats not look as well as they actually did play.
3rd and 6. Here's Tebow under pressure, has to run again. Gets, oh, what a great block. Oh, my goodness. Riley Cooper leveled an Arkansas Razorback.
I think it was Jerry Franklin, number 34, the linebacker. Now, that's one of those hits that you dream about if you're a football player. Franklin was never looking. He had his eyes on Tebow, and coming in, big Riley Cooper just levels him. Tebow makes a couple guys miss, forced to scramble, but watch Riley Cooper. He sees a juicy one here. Yep, that's a juicy one.
Urban Meyer said of Riley Cooper, he is the best blocking wide receiver I have ever coached.
Jerry Franklin might agree with that right now.
Here's Tebow, fakes the run, fires it, it's tipped, and it's caught. Tipped by Davis, caught by Hernandez. And a gain of 17.
Hernandez was in the slot on this play, and Wendell Davis, the middle linebacker, made a really nice play on this ball. Gets his hand on it, or it could have been a touchdown instead of just a completion.
Demps and Rainey both in the backfield.
I'll tell you, Malcolm Shepard, number 96, he's as good as I've seen. All SEC a year ago, and he's tough to block up front.
3 down. Here's the dive play attempted by Florida. They come left. It's Chris Rainey. Arkansas's defense does such, as you pointed out, a really good job against the run.
And they played a tough schedule. They've had a couple of layups like everybody does, but they have not, as we look at Willie Robinson right there, the defensive coordinator, they have not had the gash on the dive play, and that's where it all starts for Florida. When they get that dive play working, then everything flows from there.
2nd down and 9 officially. Demps swings out. Here's Tebow going to the right side. It's caught by Cooper. That will be at the 11-yard line, short of a first down.
Well, we were talking about the dive play against LSU. This is the one that LSU, frankly, could not stop and really cost them the football game. Florida was able to control the clock, make first downs, and LSU was never able to get the ball enough to really have a chance to win this football game.
Now Maurice Hurt, number 74, comes on for Urban Meyer's team, and they will use a fullback. It's Rick Burgess, a senior, wearing number 48. He is to the left side. Tebow on 3rd down.
This is usually Tebow time.
And instead they reverse it to Riley Cooper, and he's going to throw it, and it's almost picked off, intended for Hernandez.
You got to believe Urban Meyer's going to go for it on 4th down. I mean, this is usually an automatic first down for Florida. Remember, they ran a reverse early in that game against LSU also.
Now. Didn't
make it in that one either.
No. Only thing you can come up with, I guess, is if they self-scout themselves. We always go for the run.
Plus, it hasn't been working. The Arkansas defensive line has been winning the battles.
Out of the shotgun on 4th and 1. Brandon James in the lineup. Here's Tebow coming left, breaks a tackle. He's got the first down. And then he shows you a little emotion.
You know, Tebow has great stats, Vern, and we've watched him now for 3 years. But maybe the most valuable part of his game, as the defensive coordinators have told us, is 3rd and 4th and short. He's unlike anybody in that it's a wildcat with a 250-pound cat at quarterback.
Whoa, fumble. Moody, he's had fumble problems, and I think he lost it.
He lost that one.
Jerry Franklin recovers. 2nd lost fumble in the ball game.
This was missed time and a bad snap. The snap was high, and James was there too quick. See, the snap was to the right of Tebow, and Brandon James got there a little too early, and the handoff was never made.
James instead of Moody. Here's the bobble by Brandon James. And Arkansas, with a 7-0 lead, has the ball.
Now it's time for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Action Cam.
Well, one more look. Missed time by Brandon James, plus a bad snap to Tebow. Look how it's off Tebow to his right. James gets there a little too soon, never touches James. He could have fallen on it, but look at that snap. James never really had the ball at all, and now, once it's out in front of him, he never touched it, and then didn't hit his knee. Did it burn it?
I
hit
think
his
it
knee?
did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Urban Meyer says this is not what we had designed.
Brandon Spikes still on the bench with a groin injury. This will be the 3rd drive the All-American middle linebacker has missed for the Gators. They go with 4 down. And here's Mallett under some pressure from Cunningham. Flips it out right side. The pressure from Cunningham, and then the cover from Joe Hayden. And let's go down to Tracy.
Oh, they might have to be without Brandon Spikes the rest of this game. He re-aggravated a groin injury that he suffered earlier in the week. I was told he's definitely out for the half and possibly the rest of the game, guys.
All right, Trace, thank you.
And it's not just his middle linebacker play, it's his versatility that really changes this Florida defense.
2nd and 15. Corner blitz. Got him. Wingo is now at running back. Ronnie Wingo, number 20, and this is Sanders, number 92, with the tackle.
One of the reasons it's very difficult to throw a deep ball against Florida is ever since Reggie Nelson, remember the eraser for Florida, the great defensive back.
Right.
The safety positions for Florida lines up as deep as anyone in college football. They try to keep everything in front of them and almost just say, we don't want you to throw it deep from pre-alignment snap.
3rd and 16 from the 3. Mallett dropped. Childs. He had an excellent chance to pick up the first down.
He sure did. Playing very deep bump and run. The safety's about 18 yards deep. It's a great call by Arkansas to run the quick slant. 2 deep safeties way out of the play, and that could have gashed that play for perhaps a first down, or pretty close. Childs really turned around and looked for a defender, didn't he?
Wow. Dylan Breeding, 9 yards deep. The return on. There's a little pressure applied. Here's Brandon James at the 45. Still upright and down at the 36-yard line. Lucas Miller, number 88 rather, was down there.
Vern, Joe Hayden did such a nice job there not blocking a player in the back. That saves 10 yards, 15 yards.
7-0, Arkansas. Time now to take a look at our Home Depot tools to victory. Here's Tracy Wolfson.
Well, thanks, Vern. It's been a busy few weeks for Tim as he tried to get healthy from the concussion. That first week was all about shutting himself down mentally. No reading, no TV, then tons of neurological testing leading up to the LSU game. It was some light cardio on Sunday, some light weightlifting. Tuesday before the game, he returned to practice on limited role, and then some simulated contact. Very little film work, he told us, and after more tests Saturday, he was cleared to play. It did not end there. This week throughout the game, last week he was constantly tested, and then this week it was more checks, but he's good to go. And as we spoke about earlier in the game, it's back to normalcy for Tim Tebow, guys.
Here's the play fake, and Tebow going deep. There's contact from behind. It was intended for David Nelson, and Matt Harris, number 39.
Well, David Nelson did not help his quarterback out on this one. He rounded off his route. If he'd have squared it off, he'd have had an easy completion. He kind of ran it in a bow real softly, and Harris was able to get him. That was the other side. Hernandez again, who's demanding a little attention, but Harris kind of ran a sloppy route and got an incompletion out of it.
Second down and 10. 7-0 Arkansas. Here's the sweep to the left.
Not blocking.
Wow. Brandon James. How about that? There's a flag.
Was it a late face mask? Boy, that is being defended so well. I think Broadway may have got him with a face mask right at the end of that play. You know, those short running backs get that call almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
You know, Vern, I don't like the new rule that they're all 15-yarders.
Right.
That was incidental. It really didn't make that much difference. I mean, a 15 yards is a big gain. I think the 5-yard penalty in the old way they did it was a much better call. The officials didn't like it because they were asked to do too much. Oh, well, too bad.
That was the reason for the change.
Yes, they didn't. They thought they were having to make too many decisions. I think the 5-yard penalty in that instance would have been a better call for football.
It does result in a first down. And here's Tebow. Nobody open. Now he fires. It's caught by Hernandez. 81 instead of 11. So Hernandez with his 4th catch of the first half.
Yeah, he is such a threat. I mean, you know, the NFL game has gone to that tight end so much because the linebackers are so involved. Left side of the screen. Watch how open he is. He's open for like 9 yards. Finally, Tebow sees him, and, you know, it's just so simple. And everybody's figuring out a way to get those athletic tight ends involved in the game plan.
And a first down for the Florida Gators. Here's Tebow nailed at the 10-yard line. Now this is a Florida team that came into this game averaging 285 yards on the ground. They've now rushed it 22 times for 19 yards.
Well, you remember last year it all started against Arkansas. It was a pretty good football game until the fourth quarter. What did Florida put 250 yards in the fourth quarter on them? And then after that, nobody slowed down the Florida offense the rest of the year.
Second down, 9. Option, inside pitch, Hernandez.
Ball's out
again. Arkansas has it.
Now this is starting to feel like Ole Miss. Remember a year ago with the turnovers for Florida? All of a sudden Ole Miss in the game, then they hit a long pass and lose a game. Pass, the shuffle pass inside to Hernandez. Well put, gets tackled, and actually he runs into his own guy on the play. I think James Wilson calls the fumble as he runs into the back of his own player. He did. James Wilson, number 66, caused the fumble.
Hernandez fumble is the 3rd lost by Florida in the first half.
Tim Brando in New York coming up with the Geico halftime report. Spencer, Tony, and I will get you caught up on all of today's action, including no Sam Bradford today after an injured shoulder, and Landry Jones at the end would be picked off by Earl Thomas. Texas holds on to win by 3. Now back to Arkansas, Florida.
Weather-wise, a splendid day in Gainesville, Florida, 65 degrees, and aerial coverage of the SEC on CBS provided by DirecTV. Now just a moment to send condolences to our boss, Sean McManus, president of CBS News and Sports. Lost his mother, Margaret McManus. Funeral services will be held on Monday, and our thoughts and our prayers with Sean and his family. Lost his dad, the legendary Jim McKay, a little under a year and a half ago. First down and 10. Third turnover by Florida inside the red zone, inside the 20. Mallett handoff left side. It's Green. He gets a couple out near the 6. Dustin Doe, number 32. And just a reminder, because he is so significant as you look at Aaron Hernandez. Brandon Spikes went out early in the first quarter with a groin injury and hasn't played since, and will not, according to Tracy, for the remainder of this game, or at least a half.
Right. You know, Arkansas, when you talked to Bobby Petrino, the one word he kept talking to us about was balance. He said, I don't care how well we think we can throw it, we must not stop running it.
Whoops, not going to run it on this one. That's Sanders and Cunningham. Well, Ryan Mallett, 6'7", 248 pounds.
Yeah, and it's not where you release the ball from, just it's what you can see. There's receivers out there, believe me, there's a 6-foot quarterback, but look at the difference in space. Now, this is a simulation, obviously, but that angle of being up 7 inches higher gives those holes a little different look for the quarterback. Nice job by the guys coming up with something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, challenged them a little bit.
Is that your idea?
Well, no. I mean, I wanted something, but they thought it up. That was nice.
Tell you what, you're having an impressive afternoon. Third down. Dennis Johnson is the running back split way out to the left.
This is a ball-hawking defense. Let's see what Arkansas wants to do here.
Delay of game. That is the 5th penalty already against the Hogs. Looking at Ryan Mallett, thinking about Scott Loeffler, the quarterback coach of Florida, who was for 6 years quarterback coach at Michigan, and he recruited Ryan Mallett to the University of Michigan. Here's the handoff on 3rd and 12. Sweep to the right out to the 14-yard line. That'll be about a yard short.
Yeah, I think that was a good decision by Arkansas. You know, their defense is playing well. You just don't want to get this defense for Florida, as they do so well, making a play to change everything in this football game. Now, Florida also makes plays with their punt team. And this might be the time when, you know, one of those blocked punts from those speedy guys, Demps and Rainey, might grab something.
So Dylan Breeding is on to punt again. Brandon James returned the first one 16 yards, his longest punt return of the year. Breeding has been punting it short and having it bounce in front of James. This time he runs up, grabs it at the 45, and is hauled down from behind. But again, here in the first half, good field position for the Florida Gators. 32-yard punt, 12 on the return. And now Red Lobster presents today's scholar athlete, Jeffrey Demps, with a 3.03 grade point average and a major in social and behavioral sciences. Red Lobster's commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to the University of Florida's General Scholarship Fund.
Well, who would think this? Tebow is 8 for 11, Ryan Mallett 2 for 9, and Arkansas is winning right now.
Tebow breaks the tackle, comes to his left. He's got a couple of blockers down, including Hernandez. And a first down, Florida at the 17-yard line. Jerry Franklin gets the tackle, but after a gain of 16 yards. Deontay
Thompson, the injured player who's getting healthy for Florida, is one of their speed guys. Watch at the top of the screen how open he is on this play. Easy touchdown, got his hand up right there at the back of the play, and Tebow gets too much pressure, has to come out of it.
First down and 10. Florida trailing. Here's a design quarterback draw. Tebow at the 13-yard line. Tenarius Wright, number 43, makes this tackle.
Pressure. Go with the quarterback draw. Not a bad guy to have his hands on the ball. You know, Tebow, as Tracy made that point about Tebow, he said that he felt better at this time of the year because it was like having a week off.
There's a little pop, and it's going to be third down. Interesting, he, of course, was restricted, as Tracy said, from watching any tape during his convalescence from the concussion. And he told us yesterday he probably watched, what, an hour and a half total before he got to the LSU game.
And he said usually he'll watch 4 or 5 hours a day of tape.
Third down. And 3 wide to the left, including Hernandez, who's closest to the line of scrimmage.
This no huddle does not bother Arkansas. They've seen so much of it now.
So have we. Is that dropped? It is.
You know,
Riley Cooper with his second drop of the game.
Riley Cooper kind of shut this route down. He thought he was open, and he kind of slowed down, wanting the ball thrown right at him, and Tebow let him. Watch Riley Cooper come in, come on the slant and stop a bit, and the ball was on the way too soon. Tebow thought he was going to keep coming, and Riley Cooper was shutting it down. Oh, you know, 3 turnovers in the red zone and a missed field goal. And now a miscommunication on a slant route.
And Cooper limping just a touch as he comes off. Sturgis missed from 37 in the first quarter. This one from 30. Cuts it left, and he got it. So the Gators are on the board, but it's a team that averages 39 points per game. Sturgis, I would guess, a sigh of relief. Oh, boy. 7-3. Tomorrow on The Amazing Race, teams race a car on a track or through the desert. And how hard is it to find the world's tallest building? A new Amazing Race tomorrow after 60 Minutes on CBS, America's most watched network. You know, we've got a Armed Services Radio Television Network carries a lot of our games around the world. And I know particularly there's a group of about 20 men and women gathered at the new Kabul command post, where it's the middle of the morning. And one of their leaders, Lieutenant Colonel Chuck May, the whole group from Fort Hood, they stayed up very late, Gary, to watch this Florida game. And we just want to give them a shout out and say thank you for all that you do, not only in the new Kabul command, but to all of our men and women throughout the world.
Yeah, and they're high tech there. They just text me and said, hold on to the ball, Gators. They're football fans too, right?
What do Troy and Arkansas have in common? They both recovered 3 Florida fumbles. Hayden will hold it. Recall when we started, it blew off the tee twice, the ball did. And here's Caleb Sturgis. Dennis Johnson at the 10. At the 30. Oh, dear.
Ball came out. What? Yeah, ball came out.
Who got it? It appears Arkansas will keep possession. Yes. Lucas Miller, number 88. Last man up.
That ball came out clean, and everybody's fighting and diving for it, but Arkansas came up with it.
Yep.
Now, a minute and a half here, all 3 timeouts, and you got the hot gun Ryan Mallett. What will Arkansas do?
Mallett, an ineffective 2 for 9 so far. He'll go deep, and he's got Childs wide open. On the run, and he slips and falls, but he's got the 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Now, you're going to see a gun right here. One of the things that Petrino told us about throwing the ball deep against Florida is you cannot throw it high. You have to drill it in. The safety's so deep. Watch Mallett drill this ball in. He doesn't lay it up. He puts it at about a 15 to 20-yard line all the way. That's an NFL-ish throw. The safety does not have time to get there. If you lay it up high, the deep safety can get there.
And it looked like Janoris Jenkins, number 1, might have bitten. And Childs blew by him. A 46-yard gain. Green. And that tackle's made by Dustin Doe. Ryan Stamper also there.
You know, that's the first big pass that Florida has given up this year. On the other hand, That's almost the first big pass anyone's tried against them this year. Tennessee didn't try. Kentucky really didn't have a chance to try. Surprisingly, LSU did not try a deep ball that whole game.
Now, referee Mark Curls indicates that Arkansas has called time. I think that came from Bobby Petrino. Ryan Mallett, 6'7", 248. Heaved that one 46 yards. Oh! 38 seconds remaining on the game clock here in the first half, and at halftime we'll send you back to New York. The Geico halftime report with Tim, Tony, Spencer, scores and highlights as we are at the midway point of the 2009 college football season. 2nd and 1 at the 12. 3 Florida fumbles recovered by Arkansas inside the red zone, a 1-yard touchdown run, and now the big pass play giving up 46 yards to set up the Hogs at the 12-yard line. Right side, Green. Remember that Michael Smith, the starting tailback, out with a hamstring, unable to go. And let's take another look at this 46-yard
Well, it was
pass.
a great route by Greg Childs. Watch him stutter right there, and Jenkins bites. That's all it is. He's past him. The ball was thrown so quickly, the safety had no chance to get over there, and that's how you design a big play. Now, I believe Arkansas lined up illegally in illegal formation there.
They did.
Oh, that's a bad one. 2nd and inches. Both receivers were asking the linemen if they were properly aligned, and for some reason they weren't. Going to have to throw the ball now with only 29 seconds to go.
That is
and it's running.
Sixth penalty, yes. Down to 24. Here's Mallett. Fires right side, has a man, and that's going to be a first down and goal. Jarius Wright, number 4, timeout, Arkansas, with 17 seconds to go.
See, you know against Florida, you're going to have good coverage. You're just going to have to stick it in there sometime. And this time, good coverage by Hayden, but a good throw and a nice catch. First down.
Graphics don't lie. Arkansas does lead Florida 7-3, and the Hogs have the ball with a first and goal, 17 seconds to go.
The question is, can Arkansas get off 3 plays and still have one to kick the field goal if they don't score, or will they only get off 2 plays and have to kick? Let's see how they manage this 17 seconds.
Ball is at the 8. 7-3. 3 Florida fumbles recovered by the Arkansas Razorbacks. Ryan Mallett just threw one 46 yards to give them this chance for the touchdown. Flag. This one could be offside. Cunningham penetrated the neutral zone. Let's see if he was drawn across the neutral zone.
Now they should put time back on the clock also. This was whistled dead as Cunningham was trying to time the center's head.
Offsides, number 49 defense jumped into neutral zone, causing the offense to react. Half the distance to the goal, still first down. Set the game clock to 17 seconds.
Yes, good call. That's reviewable also. The clock is reviewable. Now with 1 timeout, Vern, in 17 seconds. Remember, they can still run the ball here.
Mallett has 3 men wide to the left. Goes deep in the end zone, overthrows Jarius Wright.
Bad throw. Had him for a touchdown. It's tough to beat Florida. When you have an opportunity, you hope you make this throw. Jarius Wright's going to break out. Mallett throws it too high. Look at all that space to the outside.
Had him, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
You bet. Bobby Petrino knew he had it. 2nd down, 13 seconds to go.
Still time for 2 more plays and a field goal.
Stunts again by Florida's defense. Mallett breaks the tackle and then is gathered in at the 5-yard line. 4 seconds to go, 3, and the clock is stopped. 3 seconds remaining.
That was a bad one, I think, by Ryan Mallett. I really didn't like the play call. It was a crossing pick route, and there was so much congesting. Watch all the crossing guys in front. It just took too long. everybody's going to cross here and try to get a pick to the outside. It takes so long that Mallett sacrificed potential sack on the play. See the double pick? Actually, the two Arkansas players ran right into each other on the play. But
my goodness, Kobe Hamilton's one of them.
Yes, and all you got to do is avoid each other. But on that play, it took so long, it's almost going to force a field goal by Arkansas now.
Now 3 seconds to go, and the Razorbacks have taken their final timeout.
I would have liked one more quick throw and then maybe that play. And then you tell your quarterback if you don't get it, you throw it away. See, the scramble took them out of a chance to score a touchdown. They're going to have to go for 3.
Alex Tejada is the place kicker for the season. Perfect. He's 7 of 7. Austin Tucker is the holder. It's from 22 yards. Wow. It's good.
That was a big stop by Florida, and it was helped by a poor throw. And I felt, you know, the receivers running into each other, but kind of a shaky call in my mind on second down.
Urban Meyer's got some things to discuss with his team. Matter of fact, Bobby Petrino had some positive things to say to his
He's
team.
had a great first half.
Let's go down to Tracy, who's with Urban Meyer.
Thanks, Vern. Coach, an uncharacteristic 3 fumbles in the first half, a lot of mistakes. Is it at all a lack of focus after the LSU win last week?
No, I don't believe in that. I believe we just got to tighten up in the second half. We're in a hell of a football game right now against a good team, so we just got to tighten up.
Brandon Spike sidelined with a groin injury. How much does that concern you?
Well, it concerns me because he's one of our better players and a good leader, but we're all right. We just got to go play hard, and we're playing hard. We just got, when you get down in the red zone, you got to score.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
10-3 Arkansas. Yes, 10-3 Arkansas as we begin the start of the third. But first, down to Tracy with Bobby Petrino.
Coach, a 10-3 lead over the #1 team in the nation. You're doing it without your leading rusher. What's been the key for you for so far?
Well, defense is doing a great job creating turnovers and stopping their offense when they get in the red zone. We've got to move the ball more consistent on offense and take some shots for some big plays like we did right before half.
What did you say to them in the locker room to keep them believing?
Just keep doing what we're doing. Let's eliminate the mistakes, get rid of the penalties, and go win the game.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Brandon James drifts over to his right, grabs the kickoff at the 3-yard line, comes left, and he's going to be tackled at the 22-yard line. So the Florida Gators, #1 in the land, unexpectedly trailing. 3 turnovers, that helps the Arkansas cause.
Well, that's the formula for an upset like that, you know. But Arkansas has played, I think, Arkansas football. I mean, you know, I think they were embarrassed that they did not show up. They got a veteran team. 8 starters return on offense, 9 on defense, and they look like a veteran team in this football game. They're playing tough, physical, SEC defense, and they're getting the benefit of some turnovers.
Well, I think there might have been a penalty on the kickoff. Yes, blocked below the waist. What do you expect from Tim Tebow on this other bunch?
Here's the interesting thing about Tebow and the Florida offense. They have not had the explosive plays, so they can't count on getting the ball 7 or 8 times in the second half. If past history lays out, they might only get the ball 5, 6, or 7 times. Count.
First down and 10. Here's the dive play. Boy, this has not worked, nor has the running game at all for the #2 rushing team in the country, averaging 285 yards coming in, 42 yards at the half.
Yeah, if it's not Malcolm Shepard, it's Zach Strathler. Best time number 61, right in the middle. Splits a double team. Oh, that is just sad. Florida is going to really be upset about having the point of attack doubled and allowing that guy to split the double team and make the tackle.
Demps splits out wide to the far side. And here is Tebow, 4-man defensive front for the Razorbacks. They bring only 4. Tebow, David Nelson. And that's going to be a first down. Florida out near the 50-yard line, a gain of 13.
David Nelson has to be very careful coming off that play. Now, this is a back shoulder slant. This ball is thrown to the back shoulder on purpose. The receiver expects the ball to the back shoulder. Now watch David Nelson come out of it and a little bit of celebration. Boy, right now A.J. Green is going, huh?
Demps and Rainey in the backfield with Tebow. Motion, and 3 Razorback defensive guys pointed, I believe, at one of the Pouncey twins.
Well, I tell you, Mike Pouncey was upset at Tebow that time. He felt he got a false signal and he was hanging in there too long. Let's go back to that A.J. Green. Everybody's seen this, haven't they? A.J. Green catches what he thinks is the game winner. He runs to his teammates, and then the back judge is warning him, go to your bench, go to your bench. And then he takes one turn to the crowd right there, and he gets the call.
Well, that was the back judge who made the call on excessive celebration, made the next one too on Charles Scott. This is the catch made by Hernandez. And after that 5-yard penalty, they get down to the 42-yard line. Wendell Davis and Elton Ford. How about trends through the first half?
Well, if you watch the first half, you know what the trends are going to be. Florida can't run it. Florida's turning it over, and it's a good thing Tebow's hitting his passes, or they wouldn't have anything. Ryan Mallett does not have a lot of yards, but he hit that big play at the end of the half. And as Bobby Petrino said, we got to take a few more shots down the field, and that's a shocking number on the bottom. 42 yards rushing.
2nd down and 2. You would expect Tebow to carry. Nope, he's going to throw. Perhaps off the back foot. Hernandez stumbles and falls at the 23-yard line. That has been their best combination so far, a 19-yard gain.
Well, last week he had a career-high 6 receptions against LSU. Today already, I believe that's his 7th, and Tebow did have to throw that one off his back foot, but Hernandez is so open, he could have thrown it off his back rear end and got that one. I couldn't think of anything else.
I know, you were looking for a euphemism.
Yeah, I was left with back rear end. That's
you
all I
were in
had.
dangerous territory. Here's another running play stuff. I tell you, listen to this, Gary. Through 5 games, Jeff Demps is averaging almost 9 yards per carry. Rainey is up there, and Emmanuel Moody, were he eligible, he hasn't had enough carries, is averaging 9.6. And today, they've got nada. Demps at 1.3, Rainey at 2, and Emmanuel Moody at 2.
A little of a
2nd down and 9. Here's the play fake, and the pass is low. One hopper, incomplete, intended for Thompson.
And that ball might have gone to Riley Cooper, but Riley Cooper's not on the field. He's in the locker room right now. So Deontay Thompson has to be the go-to guy on the other side. He's only caught 2 passes all year. Cooper not on the field as he went to the locker room for Florida. Another injured receiver. Remember, they're out without Carl Monroe, Andre Dubois, and there's those rushing figures. Wow, Vern.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, and you know what? It's also been Tebow is accounting for more than 70% of the offense through his throwing and running. There's nothing else.
3rd and 9. And again, the empty backfield with 3 to the right, and Cooper came off the field after the first play from scrimmage timeout.
Yeah, the play clock was running down, and Urban Meyer called it.
Time called. 10-3. Arkansas leads 10-3. Riley Cooper in the locker room. Here's Trace with more.
That's right, guys. Cooper suffered a hip pointer at the end of that first half. I was told there was nothing they really could do for him at half but stretch him out. He tried to go back in on that first play but came right out in pain. As you saw, the trainers took him into the locker room for further evaluation. If I get an update, I'll pass it along, guys.
All right, thank you, Tracy.
And I'll tell you right now, Arkansas is showing man-to-man across the board on this 3rd and long. Look at the look. All matched up right here. What does Florida grab onto?
Moody is top of the screen. Deontay Thompson bottom. Tebow under some pressure. Under a lot of pressure. DeQuinte Jones, number 92.
What Arkansas really did here was play outside technique robber. Here's the robber in the middle of the field. Each one of these guys will play outside technique and force their receiver to the middle. Robber coverage in the middle. He's standing there reading Tebow's eyes. You got a deep safety and a short linebacker, and everybody plays outside technique. And Tebow never had anyone to throw the ball to that he was comfortable with. In that situation, what you like to have as an offense is a play to one side that forces a pass to the outside of the field, and the other side forces a play to the inside of the field. You read the coverage and hit it.
Career long for Sturgis is 37. This one's got plenty of distance. He's got a new career long. 51 yards, Caleb Sturgis.
Wow. Made it by 10 yards, didn't he?
Yes. First year as a place kicker. Congratulations from Chaz Henry, 10-6. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Sonic, Russell Athletic, John Hancock, and by LG. Career long by 14 yards for Caleb Sturgis, and aerial coverage of the SEC on CBS Sports provided by DirecTV. Well, crowd in excess of 90,000, most of them clad in blue and orange. And in the lower right-hand corner, there's a very tiny section of folks in red and white. Arkansas fans who are still thrilled with the fact that their team leads by 4. Riley Cooper back from the locker room. That's apparently good news if he's ready to go back. Now here's Sturgis. And he follows the 51-yard field goal with a 41-yard kickoff. Watch out. Dennis Johnson fighting across the 40 and down at the 42.
That was an impressive kickoff return right there, because that puts every play in Petrino's offense on the table for the passing attack. Johnson, he's powerful. He runs north and south, and kind of goes off balance, but there's not going to be a kicker that's going to be able to tackle that guy.
No, I don't think so. That's not going to be in the Caleb Sturgis highlight reel.
He ran right over him. Well, Florida's defense was so successful in that third quarter against LSU. Can they turn this game around with another dominating third quarter of defense?
Toss left. Dennis Johnson has to cut back right because of the contain out in the corner. Ahmad Black, number 35, is the first to get there, and it's time to welcome the Duck. Aflac. Time for the Aflac trivia question of the week, and here it is. Which coach reached 50 wins in the fewest number of games after joining the SEC? And the reason for that is that Urban Meyer, with a victory today, would win his 50th. Second down, 9. Flag. Delay.
Ball foul. False start.
False start.
Number 65.
Yep.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And Gary was alluding to the fine defensive effort by Florida. Now Joe Hayden was on the bench, but only for one play, and he is back on the field. Marky Anderson. There's Hayden. Oh, it is Hayden still on the bench.
No, he's back on the field. That was just moments ago. Yeah, he came back on. DJ Williams, who was moving right there for that penalty, Vern, has not had a ball even thrown to him yet in the game.
That's right. Handoff on the sweep. Nothing. Now let's go to Tim Brando for this Heisman Watch presented by Nissan.
All right, Vern, everyone thought Colt McCoy could make a significant run today. He did have a touchdown pass, 21 of 39, but less than impressive, 127 yards. Tony Pike of Cincinnati completed 12 of 25 for 140, but injured his left wrist. They're going to check on his status early this week. Jimmy Clausen, with all of that hype, is struggling early in the third, trailing USC 13-7. Certainly the most ballyhooed of that trio. Back to you.
Ballyhooed. Like it. Third down, Mallett. Caught and dropped from behind. Justin Tratto, number 94. They've been jawing at each other throughout the game.
Well, Ryan Mallett wanted to go to DJ Williams here, but A.J. Jones, number 16, does a good job on Williams. Watch the cover. The linebacker takes the throw away, and Mallett is forced to move up in the pocket. A stop. Remember LSU, Vern, when we said they did such a great job? LSU had 8 plays for 4 yards in the third quarter.
Here's Brandon James on the punt at the 15. Whoa, nice open field tackle, but a flag from the far side. Freddie Burton, number 46, made the tackle.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Janoris Jenkins on this play. It's going to move back another 10 yards or half the distance, either one.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 7, return team. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. First down.
It looked like a 7, but I don't think 7 was out there. 1 and 7 looks a lot alike.
It does to me. What's wrong with that? Mallett and Major Wright. Justin Tratto with the stop. Now, Gary, take us through this week's headlines in college.
Well, it was great to see Stephon Johnson come back for USC, not as a player, but at least for his teammates to see. Tony Pike is out to such a hot start. That wrist injury, they say his plate in his wrist may have moved on him. And then almost the tragedy of Sam Bradford this season. That one just makes you swallow hard and hope that he can come back healthy next year.
First down and 10, Florida. Here's Tebow. Got a little bit of running room up the gap at left guard and a flag. No, it's not. Beg your pardon.
Well, you know, what's interesting about this Florida team, 5-0. Everybody believes, that they're the team to beat for the national championship, although Alabama's coming on strong, right?
Yep.
But, they just don't have that firepower that they had a year ago. They just don't, without Percy Harvin out there.
And Lewis Murphy.
And Lewis Murphy, people are able to crowd the line of scrimmage, and the yards are just tougher to come by.
Second down and 5 at the 12, 10-6. Arkansas leads it. 4-man rush by the Hogs. Tebow has been sacked 4 times already, and he has to let this one go. It's caught, but out of bounds by Riley Cooper, who is back on the field. Well, how about the pressure from Arkansas?
I'll tell you, Carl Johnson got beat inside, but Riley Cooper was real close, coming back right down the sideline, and Tebow had to bail out of it. That offensive line for Florida has had a tough time with the front four for Arkansas. The most dominating group on the field is the Arkansas defensive line.
Who'd have thought that coming in?
Nope, never would have guessed it.
Who would have believed? Third down and 5. 5 wide. They're blitz this time. And Tebow is caught for the 5th time. Coming into this ball game, Florida had been sacked 7 times. That's 5 today.
This is also the 4th time on 3rd and medium or long that they've been able to get him. This time it's inside the linebacker, Jerry Franklin, who moves to his left and then comes back to his right, and that Florida offensive line did not handle it. You got to give it today to Willie Robinson, defensive coordinator for Arkansas. He has come up with a game plan.
And here's Chaz Henry to punt for the 2nd time in the ball game. Let's go. Oh, wow. Out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Now, right now, Ryan Mallett is telling Petrino, I want to go on these guys. Give me a chance.
31-yard punt. Hogs at the 37 of Florida.
Now it's time for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Action Cam.
Here's Jeremy Franklin right there. Watch the stunt. He goes inside and then comes back. It's 5-on-5. 5 blockers, 5 rushers. That's a bust on the offensive line for Florida and causes a sack. It's the 4th sack on 3rd down, and you know that package for Arkansas has been thought out well.
You know, for a variety of reasons, that's become my favorite moment of the ballgame.
Yeah.
Quarterback comparison, Mallett and Tebow.
Well, what stands out to me is this right here, 5 sacks right there. Who would have thought?
Only 7 coming in. And now, Ryan Mallett. Let's see if he delivered a message to Bobby Petrino and got the answer he sought. I think so. Oh, no. How about the pressure then? Jermaine Cunningham collapsed the offensive line.
Yeah, running coming right off the left side this time. Cunningham is right down here. Turns out, comes inside. He goes right inside Dominguez right there. Now remember, the offensive line for Arkansas flops. So Dominguez has to play left tackle and right tackle. That's tough in pass protection.
That's a loss of 7. 3rd sack by the Gators this afternoon.
He's on the other side now.
Yeah. Blitz threatened. A.J. Jones starts to come, drops back. Pass goes left side. It's caught by Jarius Wright, number 4. And he got the 7 back. The tackle made by Will Hill, number 10.
I asked Bobby Petrino why he does that, because NFL guys don't do it, and Bobby came from the NFL, and he said, I get to have more plays in the offense with flopping the line because I don't have to have them learn the play both ways. It's strong and weak. I can have more offense. I have to give up a little bit in protection because of it.
3rd and 10. Arkansas has yet to convert a 3rd down. They're 0 for 7. And they hand it off. They go conservative. And Dennis Johnson is hit at the line by A.J. Jones. It's going to be 4th down.
Well, it's an odd place on the field right here. Do you punt it? Seems to me like you would.
Dylan Breeding is coming on. He is the punter.
They faked last week, remember that. But they also faked in our game. Well, they had, it was a blocked punt they had against Alabama, wasn't it?
Right. 4th down. James will take the fair catch at the 7-yard line. And it's time now to cue the duck once again. There he is. Which coach reached 50 wins in the fewest number of games after joining the SEC? And this is all games, not just conference. Frank Thomas went 50-9. Gene Stallings, Fulmer, Rick Spurrier, Alan McKean.
Bear Bryant must have been somewhere besides Alabama when he started that, right? Must have been in Kentucky for the first.
You know
part
what?
of
I
that?
think you're right.
Yes.
Oh, good catch. You're having a great afternoon.
It's the weather.
I know. Yes. 1st down. Wow.
Remember that play by Trent Richardson when he broke all those tackles against Arkansas? It was an embarrassing play for the Razorbacks.
53 yards.
Today, they have tackled soundly. I mean, you're going to give up some yards, but they have not missed tackles. It's another key of why they're hanging in this game.
2nd down and 3. There's Jake Beckett, who in the 1st quarter had a sack and forced a fumble that led to the first points. Look at the rushing yardage. Here comes the blitz again. This one tossed out to the right side. Chris Rainey. Oh, baby.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Could this be the 4th?
I thought it was a trip on the play by the Arkansas defensive back. I thought it could have been called tripping. Now, you're never supposed to fumble it, but I don't know which defensive back it was, but I thought it was a trip.
Well, Tremaine Thomas recovered it,
And it was Thomas, number 5. Look at him slam. He laid out, and the foot hit the ball, and it goes back to him. Watch Rainey put the fake, fakes out Thomas, and he throws his foot up and knocks it. One of those days. Well, sometimes it's just your day.
I'd say that's a 9.6 on a 10-point scale, and he wins the gymnastic competition.
Wow.
How do you do? 1st and 10. Mallett in trouble. Hops the ball as Joe Hayden.
It was the oh shoot screen right there to the tight end. You roll out one way, throw it back the other way. Yeah, we used to call it something different in the NFL.
Slightly.
Well, we got to
just change a vowel
TV,
and you got it.
Got a TV. But that time, the tight end, DJ Williams, could not get out quick enough, and Mallett had to get rid of it.
2nd down and 10.
Boy, that Florida defensive line has turned it up a notch. Charlie Strong must have lit it to them at halftime.
Johnson scoots and spins and is out of bounds. How big is this play coming up? It'll be 3rd down and 3. And this Florida defense is doing all of this without their leader, Brandon Spikes. Charlie Strong, the coordinator, lost Spikes to a groin injury in the early part of the ball game.
Well, and also Arkansas has lost Michael Smith, who went for 145 last week against Auburn and over 100 last year against this Florida defense.
Michael Smith looks on. Brandon Spikes calls for more crowd noise. 3rd and 5. Mallett in the corner, man coverage with Joe Hayden, diving try. It is incomplete. Childs.
Great coverage, Vern. Great coverage. This is a well-thrown ball, good route, good defense. That's as good as you can do it on each side here. Childs and Hayden. Beautiful job by Hayden, a well-thrown ball, and Childs just doesn't come up with it. You could not put it there any better.
I guess he's disgusted with his teammate. Field goal, 39 yards. Alex Tejada to increase the Arkansas lead. He pushed it, and it's wide right. After the 4th fumble given up by the Florida offense, the Gator defense is equal to the task.
Well, I tell you, Ryan Mallett, I don't blame him for being upset. Perfect throw, but what a stop for this Florida defense. Right in his hands. He gets dropped, a near miss there, and then Tejada comes with another near miss. And man, oh man, the Florida coaches are trying to turn on this crowd.
Charlie Strong, defensive coordinator. Somehow, some way, someday, Charlie Strong is going to get a head coaching opportunity. He has had a terrific career. He and Urban Meyer go back to '95 when they were assistants to Lou Holtz at Notre Dame.
Yes. You know what? I think in a way, though, Charlie's caught a break. When he gets his job, he's going to be ready for it.
Deep, man wide open. This will go for 6. And it's to number 6. Deontay Thompson. 77 yards. Gators lead. Sturgis with the extra point inside the right upright.
Vern, I'm going to give you the definition of peeking into the backfield. Watch Ramon Broadway right here. Peek into the backfield over there. Watch his eyes. He's playing man-to-man to the outside. Stay with him. Watch him peek right now. Oh, my. That is peeking. That ain't peeking. That's staring into the backfield. You cannot play man-to-man coverage and try to make a play in the backfield. It costs you 6 points.
So much hope that this man would help replace Harvin and Murphy from a year ago. Injured hamstring. He caught 2 passes in the first 2 games for 2 touchdowns. He's now got 3. And at the other end, the guy who launched the 77-yard touchdown pass, Tim Tebow. And for the first time today, Florida leads.
Well, Tebow's pass offense has been the offense in this game. But you know, it was off the play-action play, and Broadway peaked. I mean, he looked back there. You just, you know, as a defensive coach, you put you in man-to-man. You got to cover your man. Now, they might beat you, but you got to be running with them.
Tim Tebow's hero when he was a boy growing up was Danny Werfel. That touchdown pass just broke a tie he held with Werfel, another former Heisman Trophy winner, all-time career responsibility touchdowns in the SEC. Bobble. That's a muffed kickoff return, and look what's happened. Joe Hayden, one of the great athletes on this team, caught up with him and shoved him out of bounds.
Well, it's so similar to last week against Auburn. When Auburn made their run, they had the big return by Dennis Johnson, and Johnson does it again against these outstanding special teams for Florida.
You think he might have had some words for his teammates in the locker room?
I think everybody did.
First down 10. Roderick Green. Again, a reminder that Michael Smith unable to go, the young man who had 145 last week, number 21, who is out for the game with a hamstring injury. Carlos Dunlap, number 8, makes the tackle. 2nd and 8. Dennis Johnson, number 33. Childs goes wide left. There's Michael Smith. 3 men down now. And again, Brandon Spike's not playing. Groin pull. Blitz coming. Handoff. Broken tackle. Another broken tackle. A 3rd broken tackle. And watch out.
Wow. Dennis Johnson slips to number 4 on the depth chart. A true sophomore. He's the guy that was returning the punts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Florida Gators, and up the sideline.
And a gain of 24 and a suddenly quiet crowd.
Yeah. Florida had all the momentum going their way on that just before that play.
First down of the quarter for Arkansas. They trail by 3 with 95 seconds to go in this period. Mallett cuts back to the left, up the middle, bangs off another tackle. The handoff to Johnson, and another outstanding run, this one of 18 yards.
Well, this one was well blocked. You got to give this one to the offensive line. Just a ride, zone read play. Mallett gets it blocked great up front by Oxner, number 60. He turns his man, and then Johnson finds a little seam, cuts back, and he has been something, hasn't he?
Indeed. 24-yard gain. He's carried 10 times for 100 yards. He'll get it again. And this time Omar Hunter, yes, it is Omar Hunter who makes the tackle.
I mean, you don't gain 100 yards that often against this Florida Gator defense.
It'll be 2nd down. Final 43 seconds. Charlie Strong. Think.
All right.
How about think and tackle? Yeah. Green in at tailback now, number 29. Fullback Van Stuman is to the right side. This is Jarius Wright in motion all the way across, followed by Janoris Jenkins. Play fake. Mallett under some pressure into the end zone.
Man,
he had him open. Oh, my goodness. It was Van Stumen, the fullback, open by 7 yards.
See, but the most important thing you said on that, he's going to miss him anyway, but he's a fullback. Fullback, you have to throw the ball right at him. He's going to sneak out right here on the bootleg, and he's wide open. You cannot lead a fullback. They're not used to catching balls. 10 yards open, missed him by 5.
You sound like a man who's had some experience with that.
Well, I had a good one. James Jones, former Gator, was a good one.
3rd and 9. Mallett, right side. Is it caught? Is it trapped? It was trapped. Hit the ground. 4th down. Intended for Lucas Miller, number 88, in front of Will Hill, number 10.
Yeah, another inaccurate pass. He had him. Ball was thrown low this time. Ryan Mallett, who Bobby Petrino said is sometimes scary accurate, has not been in this football game.
Alex Tejada, who missed his first field goal of the season, last attempt. This one from 31 yards, and this is to tie this thing up. Perfect. We have played 7 seconds shy of 3 quarters. Nice response by Mallett, but particularly from Dennis Johnson. Kickoff return and 2 great runs. We're tied at 13. NFL Today. Tomorrow it's going to feature a look at the resurgent Cincinnati Bengals. That's at 12 noon Eastern time tomorrow, followed by a doubleheader, the NFL on CBS.
How about Carson Palmer this year, huh? He's been spectacular.
Well, living out where we do in Steamboat Springs, we've been looking at the resurgence of Kyle Orton.
Yes.
How about that?
Purdue guy.
By the way, just a pop for the local high school. Steamboat Springs won last night, 61-21 over Battle Mountain, and they're still undefeated and ranked 2nd in the state.
We're going to have to take that internet away from you, Vern. We're going to have to take the internet away from you.
Oh, my goodness. Brandon James at the 1. Dropped at the 20. Ramon Broadway, number 26. The fellow who was caught staring into the backfield on the touchdown toss. That's the end of 3 with our score 13-13. We'll return to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium right after this word from your local station. "45 years ago on this date, October 17th, the Razorbacks, led by Bill Montgomery, went on to defeat the top-ranked Texas Longhorns. You know who else was on that team? They won the national title. Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones. And then in 1981, an unranked Arkansas team defeated Texas. Gary Anderson, the leader of that bunch. It was 42-11. So October 17th has been very kind to the Razorbacks. They're tied as we begin the final quarter. 13-13, first time Bobby Petrino as a head coach has ever met a number 1 team. And of course, Florida with a winning streak of 15 straight. Here's Tebow. That's a designed run. No slide there. No slide at all. Well, 13-13, this game, this team, Arkansas, has given us even more, I think, than we expected.
Well, you remember we started out the show as 15, 51, and 15.
Right.
Well, the 51 is gone, and it looks like it's going to be 15 versus 15. Now, Tebow hit his big play. Mallett has missed 2. We still got a tie game. It seems to me the hot hand is going to win this football game.
All right, it's Mallett and Tebow head-to-head at quarterbacks, and Emmanuel Moody is on the field. Here's Tebow. Oh, Riley Cooper missed a block. How have they done so far?
Well, Tebow has been on target. He had the one big, huge play. Ryan Mallett, unfortunately, has had a drop ball that could have been a touchdown. We'll give him that one. But he missed 2 that could have been touchdowns in my mind. Settling for field goals. Could that come back and haunt the team? 2nd
down and 3.
They always find a way to blame the quarterback, don't they? It kind of goes with the territory.
Oh, goodness. There's the dive play. Now, last Saturday night, we talked about that not being an option play. Is it an option play this afternoon?
Well, it sure doesn't look like Florida's running any options in this football game. Now, it also doesn't look like Tebow has any remnants of a concussion either. He looks totally normal on the field to me. Last week, he looked a little quiet.
We asked him yesterday, have you seen the replay when you were knocked out? And he said, hasn't everybody?
Yeah, how could I not?
He saw it. He was in the hospital with his family and with Urban Meyer, and it was running the highlight. He said they kept going back for updates. And there again, here's Tebow rolling right and being chased and caught by Wendell Davis. That's 6 sacks in the ball game.
And he had Deontay Thompson again down the field. It's a good thing they did not have, I think Davis is right here. He playing man-to-man. He has Demps man-to-man. He sees Demps slow down, and he hits the crease. Deontay Thompson was open again, but the pass rush forced Tebow to keep it. Boy, this Arkansas defense has played a brilliant game.
And it's a defense that had given up an average of 399 yards per game coming in. 4-man rush, Tebow. Again, he's got to tuck it and run. He spins. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
Now, 3rd and long. What have they been sacked 4 times on 3rd and long?
Oh, on 4th.
Yeah, on 3rd and long. 6 for the game.
Right.
3rd, 4 of them on this 3rd and long situation. Took Riley Cooper away that time, did Willie Robinson. Tebow had nowhere to go with the ball. Looks like Tim is picking out a guy, and then when it's not there, the rush is getting to him. He's forced to run. He doesn't seem to be going to number 2, 3, or 4 in his progression.
Cooper comes wide right. Now Demps joins him. On 3rd down, here comes the, oh, it's tipped. It was a screen pass, and it was tipped. It'll be 4th down. Malcolm Shepard, number 96.
He's a great player. Every coach who goes against Arkansas points out Malcolm Shepard, a returning all-SEC player. Look at him get in there. He's not, 6'5", but he's that prototype defensive tackle, maybe 5'11", 6 foot, and is really, really tough to block.
That'll bring on Chaz Henry, and again, 0 punt returns. This is his 3rd punt today, only his 14th of the year. Nice one. Oh, that's a beauty. And a fair catch called at the 13-yard line. 47-yard punt, nothing on the return. Tied at 13. Homecoming at Florida.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
An interesting game to say the least. Here's Mallett, the 1-yard touchdown run set up by a fumble by Tim Tebow, forced by Jake Beckett. And this is it. Another one. Let's make it 3. And a total of 4 altogether. Caleb Sturgis, this could have gone 61 yards. He nailed it from 51. And then a 77-yard touchdown pass. Deontay Thompson on the receiving end from Tebow. That put Florida on top. But the sacks have kept Arkansas in the game. They got another field goal. 6 sacks today by the Arkansas defense.
Charlie Strong needs his defense to continue this second-half surge. He's given up only 56 yards, 2 first downs.
Mallett comes near side. It's over the head, a little high for Greg Childs.
Ryan Mallett needed to have a Javon Sneed type game. He's 6 for 19. He's had maybe 1 or 2 drop, but he's been inaccurate on maybe 5 or 6 passes.
You mean a Javon Sneed game from a year ago?
Yeah. Yes, when Javon was so hot a year ago against Florida. Thank you, Vern. Today he has not been on target enough.
He's missed his last 5. 2nd down and 10. DJ Williams still hasn't caught a pass. Here's Johnson, who's been the offensive story for the Razorbacks, and he picks up 3.
And that's a big note, because DJ Williams was the Mackey Award finalist a year ago in 2008 season. Aaron Hernandez, has 7 catches?
Yes.
So you got the finalist from a year ago, the tight end, such a wild card, with no catches for Arkansas.
3rd and 6 at the 17. Tratto is out, injury. We'll get an update. He's the nose tackle. in the three-man front.
How about that? 0 for 10.
Yeah.
Third down conversions. Last week, LSU Vernon was 1 for 9.
And in the last 2 games, opponents are 4 for 25. And here's a screen pass left. They've got the guy wide open. It's Johnson, and he breaks another tackle. What an afternoon he's having.
Yes. Snuck him out of the backfield. Somewhat of a delayed pass. He was going to Johnson all the way, and then Johnson took it and did the rest himself. This guy's like a gyroscope. He's impossible to knock over here.
104 yards, 14 receiving. And he's been a kickoff return specialist as well. That was the first third down conversion of the second half. Mallett got him. A.J. Jones, the linebacker, on the blitz. Dunlap got there second.
Well, I'll tell you, Broderick Green, when you see a blitz, you have to give up the fake. He goes too much for the fake when he should have been coming over here and block. Give up the fake when you have the linebacker. Give it up. Give it up. He gets it too far inside, and he cannot make the play.
Second down, 17. Cunningham from the backside. The ball is tipped and incomplete, and there is the irrepressible Joe Hayden. What a player he is.
Yes, he is. And he just doesn't stand behind his defender and make the tackle. He covers him, sees the ball, and it dives in front and makes the play. What a 3-year starter. Started as a true freshman for Florida.
High school quarterback in Maryland. All-state basketball player. He threw for 7,000 plus yards. Had never played cornerback till he got here. Third down, 3-man rush. Mallett steps up, heaves it right. He's got a man open. It's caught for Arkansas. It's Dennis Johnson. Tries to go. It's Greg Childs. I beg your pardon. He fumbles in the end zone.
Touchdown.
It is a touchdown.
Yep. Wow. Vern, I can't believe it. Top of the screen. Jenkins thinks he has him under control, but he peeks, and when Mallett makes the throw, Childs is going to go for the end zone. I think Jarius Wright gets one last block to screen him. And that was going to be reviewed. That's right on the line. That is going to be reviewed.
Wow.
That was really close. Major Wright, I think, comes in at the last second. Top of the screen. See if Major Wright doesn't get it.
Oh,
man, I don't.
That might.
Let's see who got the ball, though. Who gets the football?
But isn't it an incomplete pass?
No, he ran all that way down there. Let's see who gets the ball. Does he get up and get the ball? Yes, he does. I don't see how this is not a touchdown. Now, maybe, I don't know exactly the rule here. Could it be a dead play once the ball is fumbled? But Childs does go get the football. How about that block by Jarius Wright?
Yeah.
And Ryan Mallett went up in the pocket, turned to his right, and just gunned it.
Robert Ruggio is the...
Now, the first thing the replay official will do is try to determine if he broke the plane. Remember, Childs got the fumble, though. Now remember, our cameras are not on the goal line, and the official signaled touchdown, who was standing right on the line.
Again, Robert Ruggio is the replay official.
We talked about Ryan Mallett missing some easy throws. This is one of the hardest throws you can make.
Boy, that's a tough call.
What a job by Childs getting up and getting that ball. He realized it was close. He didn't just signal touchdown. He went and got it.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a touchdown.
See, because of our angle, the replay official had no idea whether that ball crossed the plane or not.
Number 2, Alex Tejada.
And so Childs gets the 75-yard touchdown reception. Tejada to make it 20-13.
And remember, that was a 3rd and long, picked up not one in the whole game before this to pass earlier in that drive by Dennis Johnson, and then another one by Ryan Mallett.
How ironic, Gary, that just at the end of the first half, Childs dropped one in the end zone.
Yes. Look at this play by Mallett off his wrong foot, going up in the pocket and delivers a strike. Jenkins peeks. He peaked. And Arkansas takes the lead, 20-13.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Geico, Macy's, Outback Steakhouse, and by TIAA Cref. Now this sellout crowd is stunned. 75-yard pass on 3rd and a mile. Ryan Mallett to Greg Childs.
Yeah, 3rd and 17 against one of the best defenses in the country. So much experience, so much speed. They got him backed up. You know, they get 3rd and 6 before.
Right.
And they hadn't won the whole game.
And
then they go back to back.
Right.
Then they go back to back. But you know, this is a Florida battle-tested team. Arkansas is going to have to earn this one. They're hanging in there. They're doing a great job. But it's still 9.5 minutes to go in the game.
Here's Beckman. Short kickoff. Brandon James on the run at the 20. Tackled at the 20, 34-yard line. And let's go back and look at the touchdown.
Well, let's see. It could have been it could be Ahmad Black, the safety, or Jenkins, the corner. 2 guys that could have deep outside on this play. Mallett's going to come up in the pocket. Ahmad Black freezes. And when he turns, lets the deepest guy get deeper than him. What's a safety's job? Get as deep as the deepest receiver. Cliff, is that right? Cliff's in our booth. Cliff Harris just said, get as deep as the deepest receiver.
Cliff Harris can't contain himself right now. His son, Matt. Uh-oh. There goes the smile from Cliff Harris's face. Broadway caught up with him. That's a gain of 20.
Well, Urban Meyer knows his team right there. Has to get it going. Let's go. You got to earn it. It's tough to win a championship. And Demp's 1 step away from a touchdown.
Well, he's been clocked in 10.01 for the 100 meters. Great speed, as do most of these skill position players for Florida. That's a gain of 20. And this time he is contained as he gets near the 45-yard line.
Very interesting here. Florida's gone back to the dive play. Is it because they don't like the matchups in the defensive line and the pass protection?
What do you think?
Well, so far they've established they can run the ball. They should be able to now throw the ball.
2nd down, 7. Tebow is 13 of 20 throwing it so far. Here come 5-man Tebow on a designed run. He's got the 1st down, and he's still driving inside the 35-yard line.
Well, remember that SEC championship game, Vern? Tebow had never trailed and brought Florida back in the fourth quarter. All he did was go 5 for 5, and then in the national championship game, 6 for 8 against Oklahoma.
Well, he has now carried the ball in this one 21 times. First down 10. Steps back, lets it go in the corner, man coverage, incomplete. Flag. Intended for Deontay Thompson.
Well, it was Broadway again. Broadway turns around, tries to touch the ball. The ball was woefully underthrown.
Number 26, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Well, that was a tough call. That ball was so badly underthrown. I'm not so sure I like this call. Broadway's right there, turns around, looks for the ball. Gee, that's what you're supposed to do, it seems to me.
That's the 9th penalty against Arkansas in the ball game. Florida penalized only 3 times.
Pass interferences are definitely the toughest call to make, though. I mean, it's, you know, one guy sees it differently than the next.
On first down from the 21. Tebow, quick flip. Brandon James gets a little bit of a brush block, and he's caught and dropped at the 20-yard line. And another flag. This one thrown by the referee.
Yeah, I think Patrick Jones is going to get called on this one, I believe, for Arkansas. Unnecessary roughness or something, unsportsmanlike. Nice pursuit by the Arkansas defense, but another penalty.
Personal foul, number 96, defense.
Malcolm Shepard.
First down.
Was it Malcolm Shepard? I thought it was 95. Could have been Shepard, 96. There's Shepard being hit. What's he supposed to do? The guy was going to try to block him.
Wow.
I don't get that. Come on, the guy was trying to hit him 20 yards from the play, and he gets called for that? My goodness. If you're an official, you have to see it and be sure on that call.
First down and 10 after the somewhat inexplicable penalty. Here's Dempsey to the outside. Rush to the corner. Touchdown, Florida. And for the tie, Caleb Sturgis. Gators tie it up with 7:27 to go.
Well, 2 penalties in this drive, the pass interference, and then one more look. Here's Shepard. This is 25 yards behind the play. Marcus Gilbert is going to go for the hit, and Shepard puts him down. And he said, well, I can't believe that's anything. That's no more than Tebow does when he gets up from a big play. Demps, once he gets the corner, you're not going to catch him.
And we are tied at 20 in Gainesville. Welcome back to the Swamp. Coming up after the game, Coach Fulmer and the rest of the crew break down all of today's action on the SEC postgame show presented by Geico, only on CBS College Sports Network.
Well, remember we talked about Florida is a team that everybody thought, oh, they got through LSU. They're breezing now. It's the SEC. You know what? This is college football.
Yeah.
This is what happens in college football these days.
I don't know. We must have talked to 6 or 7 different players or coaches to a person they said about Arkansas, no, 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 this is not a trap game.
Right.
Johnson, boy, has he had a day. Not this time. Will Hill. Let's go back to the studio for this John Hancock update. Here's Tim.
All right, Vern, this is the best quarterback you know the least about. Case Keenum, 30 of 43 today for 334 yards. Oh, if not for that loss to Texas El Paso. 44-16, they're up on Tulane with a minute and change remaining. Back to you.
You know, Tim, I would think he's got to begin to get into the conversation about the Heisman. Not that we talk about it a lot, but
Really?
Case Keenum's having a heck of a year, I think. No, you disagree. Okay.
Not a chance.
I didn't say that. I said conversation.
All right.
Here's Mallett across the middle. Childs. Another missed tackle.
You know, Vern, we always think like, you know, the clock's ticking down, not a lot of time. I mean, we did that LSU-Georgia game. They scored 21 points in the last 3 minutes. Not a lot of time.
At a 2nd down and 2, a gain of 8. Jarius Wright to the left. Stumble by Mallett. Johnson goes right. 1st down, Arkansas. Well, we've talked about 15 and 15 throughout the afternoon. How about the comparison at this point?
Well, that play Mallett made, I mean, he's almost looking like one of those guys who strikes out a few times, but he hits home runs, and you got to take them. You got to live with his strikeouts. Tebow has been accurate all football game, but the pass rush for Arkansas has given him the trouble.
1st down 10. Mallett steps up. Oh, he's got another man wide open. This is London Crawford, number 2. Major Wright with the stop.
Well, London Crawford goes right down the middle of the field. He starts outside and then gets a little weave, and it kind of mixes up the Florida defenders. Crawford's on the top. Now watch him weave in and the other receiver weave out. Watch this. And it mixes up the Florida DBs. A little weave, and they both go with the outside guy. How about that?
That's a gain of 26 in the 1st down at the 40 with 5:45 to go. Mallett, Johnson, nothing there this time. Well, the Arkansas Razorbacks played so well defensively, but offensively, a couple of big plays from Mallett, and they now have 327 yards total offense against the #1 defensive team in the country.
And remember, Florida is trying to repeat as national champions. Everybody's got them and Alabama as the #1 seed.
2nd and 10. Mallett got a man open on the right side. Down the sidelines, and Dustin Doe drops him out of bounds. It is another 1st down. Gain of 13.
Yeah, Broderick Green, as we look at this play right here, #1 seed, Florida, Alabama. They go undefeated. They're going to be in it. Texas is going to be in the game if they go undefeated. But a 1-loss SEC champion, I still think, will be in the game. This team right here, though, is sitting there right on the edge.
In the meanwhile, Gators teetering a little bit. 1st down in a tie ball game. 4:40 to go. Broderick Green is the running back. He's got some room to the right side. Well, Brandon Spikes, the middle linebacker, we've talked about him as the soul of this defense. He has not played since the 2nd series of the game with a groin pull. Justin Tratto defensively also out with a shoulder injury. There's Spikes. 2nd and 4. Last October on this field, Ole Miss, decided underdog, defeated Florida 31-30. Gators haven't lost a game since, including a national championship encounter. On 2nd and 4, Mallett goes right, one hopper, incomplete, 3rd down. intended for Greg Childs.
He was expecting Childs to come out of the route and run a stop fade. Childs kept going. Mallett was throwing a short stop fade, and Childs didn't execute.
Third and 4.
Can they find the tight end, DJ Williams, number 45? Whoops, missed him by a little bit. He's
handoff, no. Fourth down at the 21. Cunningham and Doe.
Well, this was somewhat of a busted assignment, it looks like to me. Run right at the point of attack, and no one blocks two players right at the point of attack. Had to be a bust.
That brings on Alex Tejada as Urban Meyer looks on. Tejada 2 for 3 today. He missed from 37. This is to reclaim the lead from 38 yards away. Hooked it.
So many ways Arkansas could have put more points on the board. This is the second missed field goal. They've missed 2 touchdown passes, and Florida is living and surviving on the edge.
Alex Tejada has missed twice. We're still tied. We welcome you back to the Swamp in Gainesville. We're tied 20-20 Arkansas, but Gary Danielson missed opportunities by the Hogs.
Yeah, they had it down there at the end of the first half. Remember, a wide open Childs. The Arkansas receivers run into each other on a sure touchdown play. Remember, Ryan Mallett was not real happy about that and said, you can't do it. And he also had the fullback wide open on the play and missed him on that. And then right after that play to Stuman, they missed the field goal. So they had 14 points potentially. They ended up with 3.
And so now 3:08 to go. You put it in the hands, on the legs. And the speedster Demps takes the handoff from Tebow. Elton Ford makes the tackle. A first down gain of 13 yards.
It looks like Demps has still got his speed and everybody else has slowed down a step, isn't it?
This is Jericho Nelson, number 31 for the Razorbacks. Oh dear.
Yep. Taken right from behind, Nelson was.
Wendell Davis, his teammate, number 10.
Got him right from behind, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Well, that's a very positive sign that Nelson is able to walk out without assistance.
Yeah, Jericho Nelson is listed as a strong safety, but he's actually playing the linebacker position because of this spread for Florida. Caught his left leg, didn't he?
First down 10. Under 3 remaining. Tebow to the 37, perhaps the 38th. Zach Stanther, number 61, makes the stop. 2:48 to go.
And you know, when you're number 1, Vern, a win is a win. Field goal doesn't matter. You know, remember how Florida got into it last time? Anyway, a win is a win. Nobody will remember.
Here's Tebow. Looks for Riley Cooper. He has him at the 47-yard line, and Cooper fighting for additional yardage. It will be a Florida Gator first down. Andrew Stewart, number 36, makes the stop.
Another accurate throw. A little bit of kind of bailing on the play that time. Andrew Stewart did not really challenge Cooper, and that was an easy pitch and catch.
Florida.
I always felt, excuse me, Vern, that the defensive backs, when it got to the end of the game, got more nervous than the quarterback.
Demps shakes one tackle, breaks another. Spilled as he gets to the 47.
The reason I say that is all game, the quarterback knows he can handle defeat. He gets blamed for it. But at the end of the game, the DBs go, if I get beat now, they're going to blame me. They tend to take a back step just a little bit and give you the underneath throws.
2nd down and 5, 1:43 to go. Gators have 2 timeouts left. Here's Tebow, steps back. He'll have to run. He has to throw it. And it's caught by Riley Cooper at the 40-yard line. The clock will stop in college ball as they reset the chain. The time remaining 92 seconds.
Big time throw right there. Alabama fans will say, we remember Tebow doing this to us in the 4th quarter. We thought we had him stopped and he made all the plays.
On 1st down, here's Tebow. Little movement at the line, no flag. Tebow heaves it away.
Pressured inside, Tebow has to go to his right, which is a tough way to throw, and he makes an accurate throw to the outside. Look at that one, perfect. The question is, that defensive line for Arkansas that has done such a great job all game, well, they got 6 sacks. Can they do it one more time? Can they make one more play?
He hit a career long, did Caleb Sturgis earlier, 51 yards. He needs 6 more yards to attempt a field goal from that distance. Here's Brandon James in motion. Blitz, Arkansas. Tebow rolls left, pulls up. He's got Cooper down there. There's a battle and a defensive play by the wide receiver, as Andrew Stewart, number 36, had great position defensively.
I also thought on that play that Cooper could have got called for offensive pass interference, to tell you the truth. Remember the ticky-tack one that Arkansas got? Bottom of the screen right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he could have all over the back that time of Andrew Stewart.
3rd and 10. Line judge comes in, signals time called by the Gators. They have 1 remaining. We have 1 minute and 7 seconds to go. When we come back, 3rd and 10. Well, there's a beautiful scene, is it not? Sun setting in the west of Gainesville, Florida. 90,000 plus, another sellout on hand. And the #1 team in the country, tied with Arkansas. They have won 15 in a row. They're at the 40-yard line of the Hogs, and Tim Tebow and his team bunch up the wide receivers on the right. Now Demps goes in motion. 3rd and 10.
They need about, what, 7 or 8 yards?
Yep. For a 51-yard effort.
Yep.
Right. Arkansas blitzing. Tebow steps up. His receiver slips, and then Cooper gets up and makes the catch. Riley Cooper slipped as he made his turn.
Perfect throw. Brilliant play by Cooper. Man to man. Good coverage this time by Broadway. He fights all the way. That's as good as you can do it if you're Ramon Broadway. But Tebow put it where only the big receiver could get it.
On 1st and 10, Tebow goes left. He'll have to tuck it and run out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 28-yard line. Jerry Franklin, number 34, was there.
I mean, think about how accurately this ball had to be thrown. Everybody wants to know, can Tebow throw the ball? He did on that one, didn't he?
How about Riley Cooper digging back as he falls to a knee? And now Nelson, Deontay Thompson, and Hernandez go left.
If I'm Arkansas, I'm playing quarterback draw, I'm telling you.
It's 2nd down and 9. Tebow, guess what? 1st down, no. 2nd down. Let's see where the ball is spotted.
You just knew they're in field goal range. Your best guy has the ball. Why take it out of his hands?
Officials timeout for a measurement. What do you think's going through Caleb Sturgis's mind right now?
He doesn't want to do what the guy from Arkansas just did, is what he's thinking right now. Arkansas has 3 timeouts. I wonder if they might start to bleed them and try to leave some time on the clock.
First down.
I don't really see how you can take the ball out of Tebow's hands now.
Were they not to gain a yard, it would be a 38-yard field goal. Tebow at the 11-yard line. Gators still have 1 timeout left.
Another quarterback draw or a quarterback keeper, whatever you want to call it. Arkansas will take a timeout now. They've got to try to save some time on the clock to get a chance to come the other way.
17 seconds to go. Now, we mentioned a while ago about Tebow's fourth quarter passing. In this quarter, 4 of 7, Gary, 31 yards.
And his running, though, that's the key. What he did on the ground on the quarterback draw. I mean, he's been brilliant. The passes he hit, those 2 big passes he hit were brilliant. The quarterback draw was just before this last one. Now, if I'm Florida, I know you may not be able to bleed the whole clock. But if they don't get the first down here, I think I try to kick it on 3rd down so you have 1 more try in case you bobble the snap.
Tim Tebow on the ground, 25 carries for 70 yards.
Center it and kick it on 3rd down. Center it. Yeah, that's
exactly
what they're going to do.
What they had in mind. Wendell Davis with the tackle, 18 seconds to go.
Arkansas is going to have like 15 seconds to go because I think Florida's going to kick it. That's what just happened by Sturgis the other way.
That was a miss you just saw from Alex Tejeda. Now Caleb Sturgis.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Tejeda. I'm sorry.
And so 18 seconds to go. Ryan Mallett and the Arkansas Razorbacks tied with 18 to go in the swamp. Okay, 3rd down. And
they're not going to kick it.
They're not going to kick it. They have 1 timeout left. And it's 3rd and 5.
Right up the middle.
And there it goes. It will be 4th down at the 10-yard line.
You know, I don't really mind Urban's strategy here. I like mine a little better, but, you know, he did bleed his last time out. I would have kicked it on 3rd down in case anything happened. You could fall on it, get another try, call timeout, get another try. Even a block kick, you can recover it and kick it again if you're Florida.
But it will come down to Caleb Sturgis. He's a 5'10 sophomore from St. Augustine, Florida. He got the job after Jonathan Phillips, the returning senior place kicker, pushed one wide from 37 against Troy. And Urban Meyer said, I'm going to try and make a change. So Sturgis today, 2 of 3. He's good from 30 and 51. He missed his other one. And now imagine, this was the miss from earlier. Chaz Henry is the holder. 27 yards to reclaim the lead. Nailed it! just saw Caleb Sturgis tell his teammates, quiet down. We don't want a celebration.
Everybody did. He knew a celebration. The first thing the Florida players did was, let's not celebrate.
Caleb Sturgis.
Right down the pipe for him. You called it. That was as straight as you could kick it. And you know you got to hand it to the guy. As Ryan Mallett is watching, number 15 on the other team just showed why he won a Heisman as a sophomore, could have won as a junior, and as a leading candidate as a senior.
Nine seconds to go on the sidelines after the kick went through. Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer urging the team, let's not take a chance.
Yep.
Let's not get called for excessive celebration.
Yeah, I don't know if I kick it to Dennis Johnson.
How about squib kick?
Yeah, I don't kick it to number 33. I'm sorry.
Johnson with a 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown earlier.
Now remember, Ryan Mallett, if he gets one throw, can throw it 70 yards. So Arkansas will get one throw.
And they do squib it. Taken at the 20-yard line. Out near the 41.
So there'll be one throw to the end zone. Now everybody has the Boise State play, the hook and lateral. I think your odds are better here, throwing it as far as you can.
One play to go. Look where the three safeties are.
Yeah, they're set up for hook and lateral. They are.
And here it comes.
Hook and lateral.
There's the lateral. There's another one. This is Wingo, the running back, going right. Lateral back. Shades of California and Stanford. But this one not successful. They didn't make it to the band. And the Florida Gators win their 16th in a row. But what a struggle. I know I thought back to the Cal, the big game.
Well,
this
one kicker misses it and one makes it, but I don't think the Arkansas players should think too badly about the way they played today. It didn't come just down to a kick. They left some other points on the field.
Did indeed. Oh, man.
A lot of clutch plays in this game.
And let's go down to Tracy, who's with Urban Meyer.
Coach, what a game. Did you ever think when they missed that field goal that Tim wouldn't be able to carry his team on his back and take you guys to victory today?
I got a lot of confidence in Tim and that line, and Dempsey played real hard. But it comes down to this is SEC football, and that was a heck of a team we just beat. But we just got to get one game at a time.
First time this team has really been tested in a while. Talk about their resiliency.
Well, I'm not sure what season you've been watching. We've been tested a lot. And once again, it's just SEC football at its greatest, at the highest level.
Go enjoy it. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Tracy. Caleb Sturgis, in his first year as a place kicker for the defending national champions, hammered this one right down the middle. Looked like an old Bing Crosby song. And then very calmly started urging his team. I'm amazed.
I think they were warned in the huddle to do that.
But the play of the game belongs to Ryan Mallett and Greg Childs. And with the call for Outback Steakhouse, here's Chuck Barrett of the Arkansas Radio Network.
Mallett to throw, steps into the pocket, deep down the right sideline, has Childs at the 40, the 30, Greg Childs at the 20, coming to the left side, waits on a blocker, the 10, the 5, touchdown Arkansas! Childs fumbled as he got to the goal line, but crossed the goal line prior to coughing it up. 75 yards and a touchdown.
Well, that notched it at 20, but Tebow and the Gators came back, set up Caleb Sturgis with the winning field goal. 23-20 Gators as Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer celebrate near midfield. They're still undefeated. For Tracy Wolfson, Gary Danielson, I'm Vern Lundquist. We will see you next week from Tuscaloosa.